This ain't a game to him. You could be a Bradley's baddie too. You could be a Bradley's baddie too. So join Jovan and get your critical cap on. There's a Bradley's baddie inside of me and you.
Hey, it's my birthday. Hi, guys. Birthday song for myself? Oh, I guess. Hold on. Let me see where. Hold on. That's not on the right thing. Welcome. What's up? Hey, hi. It's my birthday. How's everybody doing? We doing good? We doing good. I'm sure we're doing good. Yes. Okay, now let's try it. This is for me because it's my birthday.
You could be a birthday baddie too. A very happy baddie birthday to you.
If ever you wanted to support the show, today would be the day. I would love some birthday messages and birthday hangs and all that good stuff. But what's up? It's my birthday. Hey, 33 years old. It's just another day. My birthday is, to be so honest, my birthday is not much of anything. It's not something I'm super worried about. Amanda, thank you so much for the birthday Venmo. A Krenich in the chat. Well, hello. Thank you so much. That was very nice of you. If I hit some sort of goal today, I'll buy some fun birthday present for myself on stream. I don't know what. I literally haven't gotten myself anything. So I'm just like, what do I want for my birthday? I don't know. I'm trying to see if we have any screeners available. But I don't think anybody's available for debates today. Kendra, thank you so much for the Venmo for the birthday. Thank you. That was very nice of you. $33 for my 33rd birthday. That was so nice. Thank you, Kendra. I don't know what I would get. I don't know. I don't buy myself stuff. Yeah, I'm starting to think we need to get another screener besides just Winnie and Pillow. Because they're not free 100% of the time. William, thank you for the Venmo. Happy birthday as well. To me. Now the number isn't a multiple of 5. That's gonna stress me out. It's also your daughter's birthday. Well, here, this is for your daughter specifically.
You could be a birthday baddie too. A very happy baddie birthday to you.
Hey. Barriella, thank you so much for the Venmo for the birthday. Thank you. Y'all are being very nice today. I don't know what I give myself. I don't really focus on my birthday much. We are still debating. Once I figure out if any of our screeners are free. Like, what the hell? Where is everybody? I mean, I guess I can use the auto screener. We'll just be playing with fire. Nobody would be able to just, FYI, you guys wouldn't be able to just like hop in and start screening out. You'd need to actually take like get the training and whatnot that our screeners go through. (219-327-8005) is the number to call in if you want to debate any of the topics on the board. It is my birthday, so shout out to everybody who said happy birthday to me. Thank you. Y'all are very kind. Yoshi, you could probably screen. I feel like you've listened to the calls enough, but I don't know that you know how it all works. Let's go through Twitch. Ferocity, Starfighter Chad, and Mr. Windup Man. Thank you guys were first in Twitch chat today. T with Sarcasm, thank you for resubscribing with Prime. Chipelter, thank you for resubscribing with Prime. Triples, thank you for resubscribing at tier 1. Pastella, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. We chillin'. Yo, did y'all see the Jake Lang shit? Did y'all see the Jake Lang shit? Not the riot. Not the riot, but him like texting that 16-year-old or 15-year-old or whatever it was. Did y'all see that shit? Please tell me y'all saw that shit. Giovanna, support all topics, but I have a question for your definition of a woman with an internal schema. What would happen if a man and woman both had the exact same internal schema? If their gender identity doesn't align with that internal schema, they wouldn't be a woman. So a man and a woman can have the exact same schema. It's very unlikely because that's not how our brains work. But they could, but if the man's identity aligned with that schema, he wouldn't be a man, he'd be a woman. It's kind of crazy, right? Y'all saw that, right? That shit was nuts. Why he out here texting 15-year-olds? Wait, should I pull it up? Should we go through and read Jake Lang's fucking wild ass texts? Look. I don't know that I would call it sad. I definitely call it fucking all types of crazy. He said he sent the message. That's crazy. I've never looked at a 15-year-old and not realized they were 15. But maybe I'm crazy. Sydney, thank you so much for the Cash App. Thank you for the Cash App for the birthday. That was very nice of you. And Joyful, thank you so much for the Venmo for the birthday. Okay. Look at this shit. He said, "You coming to my next protest in Texas? I can if want me to." Wasn't this also like set up by a sting? That's what I read. I read that the person who set this up was like just undercover, brother. Undercover trying to get him, set him up to see if he takes minors back. He said, "I have too many DMs, text only, sweetie." What, bro? Why is, and this is real because Jake Lang has said that these are, he didn't deny that these were sent. The way he responded to it is he was like, "Well, I thought it was a phishing attempt, and all I said was for them to come to my protest when they're 16. That's not all you said, you fucking weirdo. That's not all you said, you goddamn weirdo." He said, "I have too many DMs, text only, sweetie." Said, "I'm laying down now." I think that says now. "I'm laying down now in bed. What did your mom say? How old are you, BTW? I'll ask tomorrow. I just turned 30, honey." What the fuck is the way he texts? Why you up so late, young lady? Remember he started this shit. Ugh, bro, come on. That's so weird. It's so weird, dude. Said, how old are you, baby? What? She said, I might be too young for you. Said, how old are you, baby? Unless you are under 18, I don't care. Bro, you're 30. You should not be fucking with someone who's 18. You're 30. Said, I'm 15. To which he responded, when do you turn 16? Brother! Brother! Why? Why? She said, I won't get you in trouble if that's what you're worried about. I can keep a secret. What state do you live in? I can't see you till you're 16. Need we say more? This is brother. No, deadass, the party of Epstein, dude. The party of Epstein. For real. Why would you ever, I can't see you till you're 16. No, you should, the minute you are texting someone who says I'm 15, delete your phone number. Block them, delete your number, get a new number. Who is the account talking to Lank? Why would we shouldn't know that. If it is a 15-year-old, I don't want to see their account. They're 15. But yeah, no, Jake Lang, it's definitely all the people of Islam coming to New York. They're the problem. It's not you telling a 15-year-old, what state you live in? Fucking creepo, dude. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up his response. He said, where was it? He said, text between Alex Rosen and myself this morning. Nice fake setup, Groypers, but I wouldn't even allow this person to attend my protest until they were 16. So you admit the texts are real, bro? You admit that they're real texts. You fucking weirdo. Well, were those texts you being for real or fucking around? My team who does my DMs from out of the country suspected I was being fishes. Your team does your DMs from out of the country? What? But then you go on to say, I confirmed it by asking their age. So which is it? Does your team do it or did you do it, Jakey boy? This is such an obvious lie, bro. This is such an obvious lie, bro. My team who does my DMs from out of the country suspected I was being fished. I confirmed it by asking their age and telling them the legal boundaries. Weird. Never spoke to them again after that, except you saying I can't see you till you're 16. And what you mean fished? They were talking about coming to my protest and then switched trying to rope the conversation to something illegal and we pulled the plug. Told them I needed women for my burqa and bikini march that was planned for February in Florida and they started search, but this person was fishing us to set me up for something illegal, which I then pulled the plug. That doesn't make any sense. What made you refer to this girl as honey and baby? Never once was there a pet name used after this fisher identified their age. No talks we had other than them coming to a protest. I mean, why did you use honey and baby to begin with? So I'm sorry, was it your team that does your DMs or was this you? Homie. Brother, you're such a fucking liar, dude. Can you send me the full chats from your end? I'd like to see what was said after her age from her end. That guy that fished specifically sets people up for clicks. The chat was cleared, convenient. But I know for a fact the last message that was sent was the one that said, I can't see you. The full text thread has been posted. This is the profile. I think my team targeted it because... I'm sorry. Your team? Or you? You're flip-flopping here. You're saying like it's my team that said that, but now it's you said that, homie. It's also not what phishing is. Nah, homie, you're lying. You got caught, and you're scrambling. By team, he means his dick. Joshua, thank you for the Cash App for the birthday. Thank you so much. Nah, B, this is too fucking fishy. Nah. We also got some super chats. So, Zoran Kukovic, thank you so much for the super chat. Happy birthday. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you. And Vampy, thank you for the super chat. Happy birthday to my favorite YouTuber, Jimmy Snow. JK, love you, Javon. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't fucking believe Jake Lang on any of this shit, dude. Like, you're flip-flopping in your fucking thing. You're going, no, it was my team, but it was me, but it was my team, but it was me, but I said this, but it was my team. What? Fucking weirdo. His team, which consisted of Joke Lang, Jack Lang, Jick Lang. That was his team. Just him with other names. Such weirdo shit, dude. Then, did you guys see this shit? Holy fuck. So, so Ezra Klein had Nadia Shadlow on his show, and Nadia Shadlow was the previous national security. She was the what was it? She's like the national security advisor. And she just doesn't. This was in Trump's first term, and she just doesn't know how the fucking Constitution works. None of these people know how the goddamn Constitution works. It's so crazy.
So the case for Congress is once we have gone to war, if they don't like it, they can remove the money.
Congress does not have a constitutional role in the declaration of war. Congress has a role in cutting off funds.
Look at his face. Ezra Klein is like, what the fuck are you talking about? Dude.
Wars, which it is threatened to do. The president doesn't have to get permission, but yes, you can debate. You can decide that's his choice and how he wants to do it.
I mean, here I will quote the Constitution. The Congress shall have power to declare war. Grant letters of marque and reprisal and make rules concerning captures on land and water.
I think
the president shall be the commander-in-chief of the army, but it is Congress that has the power to declare war.
So constitutionally, the Constitution says Congress has the power to declare war, but the issue is whether or not a president...
Brother. Come on, dude. And then she tried to hit it like a book report. Well, in the book, The Black Red Dog, there was a black red dog. And this was a dog that was black and red. The black red dog. Just go back. Listen to what she literally says. Please.
So the case for Congress is once we have gone to war, if they don't like it, they can remove the money.
Congress does not have a constitutional role in the declaration of war.
They're all so incompetent, dude. They're all so incompetent. They're literally incompetent, bro. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. She was the assistant to the president in 2018 and deputy national security advisor for strategy. She was the deputy national security advisor. And she doesn't know base level shit about our Constitution, bro. These people are fucking illiterate. Let's hear. Say it one more time.
Congress does not have a constitutional role in the declaration of war.
Say it one more time. Say it one more.
Congress does not have a constitutional role in the declaration of war.
Maybe say it again, Nadia, and it might be true.
Congress does not have a constitutional role in the declaration of war.
Such an idiot.
Congress has a role in cutting off funds for wars, which it is threatened to do. The president doesn't have to get permission, but
bro, Ezra Klein's better than me in this interaction because I'd be laughing in her fucking face, bro. Can we stop treating these people in good faith? They're not.
Yes, you can debate. You can decide that's his choice and how he wants to do it.
I mean, here I will quote the Constitution. The Congress shall have power to declare war. Grant letters of marque and reprisal and make rules concerning captures on land and water.
I think
the president shall be the commander-in-chief of the army, but it is Congress that has the power to declare war.
So constitutionally, the Constitution says Congress has the power to declare war. But the issue is whether or not a president who deploys military force abroad needs to do so only after having Congress declare war.
That's not what you just said. I hate these people. I hate them so much. I fucking absolutely, at this point, I have TDS. I hate these fucking morons.
By constitutional lawyers, which I'm not, like Robert Turner and John Yoo, who argue that the issue has to do with the term declaration and what was meant by declare versus the president's ability to deploy U.S. forces around the world, which U.S. presidents have done like 200 times. Depending on when you start looking, hundreds, at least.
This is a problem. We got to get the vagueness out of this shit. Map out very clearly what it means to start a war. I would argue launching a ground assault, prepping troops, all that shit is starting wars. God, I hate these people. God, I hate them so much. Oh my God. I hate them so much, bro.
Dozens and dozens and dozens of times without a declaration of war. So the issue is more, does the president have to go to Congress every time he deploys U.S. forces? And I think the debate is about what constitutes a declaration of war versus a deployment of U.S.
That goalpost got punted across the fucking field. She went from saying the Constitution does not give Congress the power to declare war to, well, no, this isn't what we're talking. We're not talking about whether they have the power to declare war. We're talking about if the president can deploy troops before a war declaration is made.
Troops or the use of U.S. military force abroad.
What to you is Congress's role in war? Congress does have the right to declare war.
Congress's fundamental role in war is that it has the power of the purse and it controls the money that you need to execute wars. And that's really, really powerful. Having said that, Congress often does not want to cut American soldiers off from funding. So I understand that, right?
Bro,
it was part of the...
Bro, just admit you were wrong. Why can't these people... Oh my God. Fuck, dude. I hate these people. If the Department of War is involved, wouldn't it be a war? You would think. Nelly, thank you so much for the gifted memberships. Jared, thank you so much for the Cash App. Said get a PO box so I can send that Funko. Yo, true. I'll get a P.O. box this week. How about I do that? William, thanks so much for the Venmo. That's very nice of you. Thank you so much. And Peyton, thank you so much for the Cash App. You're still an unk? I'm not unk. I don't think I'm unk status yet.
The post-Vietnam debacle of cutting money off completely, and a lot of people are very critical of that and say that the outcome partly that we ended up with was because we couldn't support the government that we had put in, and that all money was cut off. So Congress in the past has used that power of the purse to affect the outcomes of war.
Please, Ezra, hold her to this. Don't let her fucking keep doing this. Hold her to the fact that she lied.
But Congress itself it can be a forum for discussion if a president so uses it, but the president is not obliged to go to Congress to ask for a declaration of war.
I take your point that obviously presidents of both parties for a long time have done deployment of U.S. forces. And
Kyle, thanks so much for the Cash App.
Of force
for the birthday,
without declarations of war. You get into this, like, what is a war, really?
Right.
But I think the reason I am pushing on this is that it feels to me that there is wisdom in bringing the American people along into a war that they're going to have to fund and fight. And that when you forget cutting the UN out of it,
Bro, I hate these people. I hate them so much. They're so fucking stupid. Like, if we want to have the conversation about, like, whether Trump is going to, like, whether he needs to get authorization, shit like that, fine. But, like, to literally say the Congress has no constitutional power to declare war is, like, the dumbest shit I've ever heard. So dumb. Every time. So stupid. I don't know what else has happened that I've not paid attention to this week, besides the Jake Lang shit and the fucking you know. I just can't, dude. I can't. It's so dumb. Anyway, 219-327-8005 if you want to debate. Dude, I'm also exhausted, bro. I mean, that's nothing new. They literally let people lie. Did you see that dude that asked Trump about the school in Iran? And, like, literally basically backed Trump into a fucking corner, bro. This one. Hold on. Let's look at this real quick.
You just suggested that Iran somehow got its hands on a tomahawk and bombed its own elementary school on the first day of the war. But you're the only person in your government saying this. Even your defense secretary wouldn't say that when he was asked, standing over your shoulder on your plane on Saturday. Why are you the only person saying this?
Because I just don't know enough about it. I think it's something that I was told is under investigation. But tomahawks are used by others, as you know, numerous other.
In 19, you just suggested that Iran somehow got its hands
actual
on
good
a tomahawk
reporter
and bombed its own elementary school on the first day of the war. But you're the only person in your government saying this. Even your defense.
That's how you ask a question. Hold him to the fact that literally no one agrees with you on this. So why are you saying it?
Standing over your shoulder on your plane on Saturday. Why are you the only person saying this?
Because I just don't know enough about it. I think it's something that I was told is under investigation, but tomahawks are used by others, as you know. Numerous other nations have tomahawks. They buy them from us. But I will certainly, whatever the report shows, I'm willing to live with that report.
Because he's willing to live with the fact that they blew up kids. Duh. I mean, the reason he didn't go off on this reporter is because the reporter's a white man. So he didn't have the need. He didn't want to go off and fucking get white people mad at him. You know? Dumbass fucking Donald D. Trump, bro. What a day. Amelia, thank you so much for the birthday Venmo. Thank you. That was very nice of you. Hey, we hit our goal over on Twitch. Oh, the first time in like weeks. I'll just pump it up. What do I want to get myself for my birthday? If we hit $299, I'll get that new stream deck that I've been wanting to get. Trump GPT is hilarious. Trump GPT is so funny. That's actually fucking hysterical. No, but dead ass, it is Trump GPT. That's good. Oh my God. That whitest kid you know sketch came back around. The one about about going to war with Iran. That like came back up in the fucking in the YouTube circuit. I don't know, dude. It's so annoying. But here we are, right? Do you think Trump AI generates his speeches? No, he can't read. So even if AI generated it, he wouldn't be able to read them. Have you ever listened to Trump talk? The shit he says doesn't make sense. He literally talks like he's got dementia. Okay, William, thank you for the Venmo to bother me. No, Trump GPT is just when you ask Trump a question and he says some nonsense that is like couldn't be further from the truth. Like Donald Trump is sundowning, bro. He's sundowning. He doesn't remember shit. And it's a little embarrassing, truly. Truly. My God. Jeffrey, thank you so much for the Venmo for the birthday. Thank you. That was very nice of you. I just think it's so, dude, watching MAGA twist themselves to defend everything they claim they were voting like against is crazy. Like, it's actually insane. MAGA went, we're voting to lower gas prices. Oil's fucking skyrocketing. We're voting on affordability. Everything's getting more expensive. Literally everything. We're voting no new wars. We're literally starting a war. Trump has said that American soldiers are going to die. And that's just a price he's willing to accept. Like, literally everything he said he would do, he's lied about. We're going to deport 1 million people in our first year. He didn't. He deported less people than Biden did. It's all a lie. And all of them fell for the fucking grift. They all fell for the grift. It's embarrassing. It'll be very interesting to see who wins the Georgia runoff. Zeus, thank you so much for the Cash App for happy birthday. Thank you. It's been a good birthday so far. Super chat from Liquidy Shade. Happy birthday, Jovan. What's your favorite birthday dinner? I would fucking go off for a penne alla vodka pizza right now. I'd fucking do some dangerous things for a penne alla vodka pizza. I like how what I'm seeing in chat is the defense of Trump is just like, name a president who hasn't lied. So you admit you got grifted. You admit you got grifted. Okay, great. At least we can all admit that Trump grifted you. Like, I'm glad we could all agree. Tell us more about penne alla vodka pizza. Bro, it's literally pizza with penne alla vodka on top. It's amazing. Who said there was no pasta? Zipzox. There is pasta on it. It's penne alla vodka. It's great. Used to be my favorite fucking pizza when I lived in New York. And when I go visit New York in a week, bet your fucking ass is my first stop is to get me some of that good za. That's going to be the first thing I do is get me that zaza. (219-327-8005). Tell me why you're okay with the fact that Trump grifted you. Maybe tomorrow when I go live, I'll have one topic and it'll just, oh wait, I'm not going live tomorrow. Maybe Friday when I go live, I'll have just one topic and it'll be, how do you feel about getting grifted by Trump? From where? It was just a local pizza place that I used to live by. Crazy shit, dude. The IEA announced record 400 million barrel release of oil to address Iran war supply disruption. I think we've topped almost 30% in energy cost rises this term, which is just fucking incredible, right? Incredible. William, thank you for the Venmo. Said deep dish is 1000% than my style. I'm not a big fan of deep dish. Like, I don't hate it, but it's not my go-to. And Lauren, thank you for the Cash App. Said happy birthday. Thank you so much. Listen, CC's is great if you need shitty pizza for like $5.99. But that's really it. Remember when Trump said voting for Harris was a vote for war with Iran? Wow, it's like nothing he says can be trusted. Haters will say it's AI. If you had a death note with one use, who goes on the top of the list to improve the world? Peter Thiel. Easy. I don't even have to think about it. Get you some business. Thank you for the Cash App. When you gonna let me co-host Slay the Spire 2 co-op? Maybe one day. Yeah, I know that was you, Sharp. Peter Thiel knows about the Antichrist. Great fucking South Park episodes, man. Yeah, no, Peter Thiel would be my... Peter Thiel's gone, right? Thiel is really the only pick, right? Rhonda, thank you so much for the Venmo. And thank you for the birthday wishes. I think we're basically going to hit enough where I can get that new fucking Stream Deck. What's the shipping time on that? Boy, I sure do love me Elgato products. Cassino, thanks so much for the Cash App. Said, happy birthday, 3 times 11 equals 33. Happy 33rd. Hey, is that true? I'll just update that real quick. Oh, this new Stream Deck is so beautiful. I'll be able to put everything on one deck and I won't need to split. Ah, I love it. Oh, do I want a different color dials? No, I think just standard is fine. Carry me, thank you for the Cash App. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Teal is a monster. I don't think that's a hot take. No. No, it's not a hot take to talk about how fucked up Teal is. Oh my God. Is this what we're doing? For real? Okay. Okay. All right, we got our first caller. Coming up to the show is Winston. Winston wants to come up to cry about trans people being in bathrooms. So Winston, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns.
Hi, I'm Winston. I'm 37, and any is fine.
All right, any, no problem. This is Winston. She is here to talk to us about trans people. Winston, I see here that you told the screener that you wanted to keep trans people out of bathrooms because you think they're dangerous. What evidence do you have to support that claim?
Well, I just don't want any trans people in my bathrooms
Why not?
because trans women aren't women.
So, why not? What's the reason? What's the reason you don't want them in the bathroom?
Be-
Did you not think about this too hard before you called in?
no. You see, trans people are the reason why Columbine happened.
Okay. Did you enjoy trolling? Did you get your rocks off to it?
I'm not trolling, bro.
Oh, I'm sure you're not. You're definitely not trolling it. It's definitely not what's happening
Yeah.
right now. Yeah, for sure. You're absolutely 100% a serious person with a serious take. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah, definitely.
So, I have a source,
Oh, I'm sure you do.
and
Uh-huh.
my source is
Meatspin.com.
yeah,
Yeah.
my favorite website.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Okay. Thank you for wasting my time.
Bite your butt.
I'm assuming that was one of you. Don't do that. Okay, guys. I'd rather talk to nobody than the trolls. Whoever that was, don't do that again. Josh, thank you so much for the Venmo for the birthday. Happy birthday. And get the stream deck. Ugh, you know what? I am going to get the stream deck, Josh. Thank you. I can't think of anything else that I want for my birthday. Really, all I wanted is the stream deck. The new one. It's like all I really wanted. Unless y'all can think of something for my birthday, but I can't. We got some super chats, so let's look at some of those super chats, will we? Ohio Heathen said, best pizza I have had in Ohio was made in a gas station around Amish country. They be hip, they be fire. Trans rights are human rights from Imoen. I can't pronounce words. And then thank you to Kulon Sioja. I said that wrong. Happy birthday to my favorite commie. PS Twitch chat over YouTube chat. Oh shit, that's so true, bro. Ain't that just the truth? Get a bouncy castle. Oh my god. Was there any super chats I'm missing? No. Okay, cool. Whitney, thank you so much for the Venmo. Said happy birthday. Thank you so much, Whitney. Oh my god, we're at $3.99. All right, let's see. Let's go to war with YouTube chat. That's funny. I do want to say it's really nice how quickly I can pick up on most trolls. Some trolls I'll just engage with, you know, because I'm just like, oh, this seems fun. All right, let's see what the shipping time on these stream decks are, the new ones. Oh, it's so gorgeous. 36 buttons. Right now, I have 2 stream decks. I have the Plus and the XL. And the XL has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 24, 32 buttons. So it's adding 4 buttons, which isn't the most in the world, but it'll be nice. And then it has 6 dials. So it's essentially going to replace... I'm going to go from having 2 stream decks to having 1 stream deck. And then I'll figure out what to do with these other 2. I mean, I guess I could go... I guess theoretically I could go with... No, I think I won't need. Bundle more and save. Oh, there is stuff I want. The new mic is nice, but no, I'm not gonna overspend. I did watch FT Signifier Tyler Perry video. It was fucking goated. Remember when you used to do the voice of God? Yeah, I can still do that if I do this. Hold on. Okay. All right, hold on. Let's see how it sounds if I do this. Okay. So this is me normal. Oh, not normal. There's a reverb. And then I lower my pitch.
To be God. Hey, this is Jesus calling about Jesus. I know that, that's fucking crazy. I know that, Dalton reads his super chats like this. Should I steal that from Dalton and read my super chats like this? Or
I can read my super chats like this. Baddies!
Oh shit, bro. This is Jovan from like... Oh my god, this is Jovan from like 20 years ago. Hey. Hey.
no, I'm not God, I'm Satan. This is Satan reading your super chats. From Satan. Satan! Here, we have some super chats. Let's read them. Hold on. Hold on. Hold. Hold. Hold on. Hold on. Hold. Hold, please. Hold. Hold the phone. Let me find where they went. Thank you to Hystario. Said my morning therapy. Thank you. Thank you for the $2 super chat. And then thank you to Ohio Heathen again. $5 more to the stream deck. Happy birthday. Thank you for the super chat. This is kind of fun. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. Can't even lie. Should we do that? Should that become a thing? Should this become the way I read super chats? I can make it I can super easily add this to the super chat button. Super easily. Oh my god. That clock can't be real, come on.
Okay. Let's take this next call real quick. Coming up next is Mike. Mike wants to talk about gender affirming care for minors. Mike, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns.
I can hear you, sir. I am 38 and my pronouns are he, him.
Okay. Now, Mike, you are against gender affirming care. Is that correct?
Well, only for minors, because I just read in the Epstein files that Jeffrey Epstein was in direct connections to the doctor at Mount Sinai in New York and directly funded vaginoplasty surgery.
So,
Did you know that?
so
Well, I mean, doesn't that kind of concern you a little bit?
one, I would say the claim is baseless. I don't think there's actually any real evidence that happened, at least in the Epstein files. I can do a quick fact check on it if you'd like, but I think there are
Sure.
claims
I mean,
circulating
it's from-
online.
Well, it's from
But I don't
Robert
think it's true.
Trivers to Jeffrey Epstein, subject trans, Monday, December 17th, 2018. I know you got to stream and I want to read the whole thing, but at the last sentence it says, by the way, we are now pushing the intervention earlier, so you notice your 3-year-old son has trans tendencies, so now you intervene with hormones. I would be frightened to do that, but who knows?
What are you talking? Can you show me one place in this country that has pushed hormones at 3 years old?
Well, this is in
Now
the
I don't
email.
believe
This
it.
is between Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, I don't.
You
I
can
don't.
read it
I
yourself.
don't. I
You
don't
can look
believe.
up who
I don't
Robert
believe this
Trivers
email.
is, Mount Sinai.
Yes, I
read the
don't
whole
believe
thing
the
to you.
email. Wait, I don't care. I don't believe the email because he's already saying something that's fundamentally
But
untrue.
wait, aren't we pushing for the emails to be like spread to the masses and for everybody to know and put people in jail? Oren and Elon from the Epstein files just got put into prison for life yesterday. They're in the Epstein files. They're
Oh,
named
and
by being
your
raped
point?
and trafficked.
None
through
of this.
Jeffrey
None of this
Epstein.
means. None of this means anything. None of this says that gender affirming care is bad. All it says is Jeffrey
Wait,
Epstein
for
might have paid for one. Good,
minors,
fucking
for
good for
minors.
him.
First you said for minors. That doesn't
Yes,
differentiate
none of
a
this.
specific
None of
age
this
group.
shows it's bad
Anything
for
under
minors.
the age of 17,
None of this.
18
None
is
of what you're
considered
saying
minor.
shows it's bad for minors. It just shows that you get sucked into the propaganda machine.
Wait.
That's a you thing.
Now you get to pick and choose what you want to believe from the Epstein files. I could
What?
read the whole thing from
Homie,
you. I
even if
saved you
Jeffrey
because
Epstein
you're on
paid
a
for people to get
stream
vaginoplasties, that does not show that gender
with
affirming care for
greater
minors is
molecular
bad.
control
That
over
does not
development, we
show
are
it's bad. Are
increasingly
you
capable
Mike?
of producing
Mike,
novel
Mike,
phenotypes
Mike,
more feminine
Mike,
men by
Mike,
blocking testosterone
Mike,
receptors and at the same time.
Mike. Okay, we're not going to do this, Mike. You're going to be muted, Mike. You're going to be muted. If you can't shut up, you're going to be muted. It's real simple. This is so stupid, dude. Here, hold on, let me add. Hey, Mike.
With
Hey,
that at a
Mike.
young
Hey,
age.
Mike. Mike.
There you
did
go, unmuted. Perfect.
Yeah, Mike. Is eating and
Right.
drinking? Is eating food and drinking water bad?
Is the sky blue? Like, what is your point? You don't have
Jeffrey
to hit me with
Epstein ate. Jeffrey
uneducated
Epstein ate and
hypothetical
drank
stuff,
water.
dude.
Mike. Jeffrey Epstein ate and drank
He
water. Does
also
that make it
ate
bad?
babies and ate babies
Oh my God,
and
Mike,
drank their
you're
blood.
Mike, you're
You
so
want to talk
sucked
about
into
eating and drinking with
Mike,
Jeffrey
you're so
Epstein?
sucked into the propaganda machine, Mike.
Am I still muted? Am I still
Mike,
muted,
you are
dude?
so
Am I
sucked
still
into
muted?
the propaganda
no, the problem
machine,
is
Mike.
this whole government needs.
Now you're muted. My God, this is the problem, guys. Fun fact, there's no, can we stop spreading this Epstein and them ate babies and drank their blood? There is literally no anything. It's all conspiracies. It's not anything that's been credibly determined by any investigative body. Mike just loves fucking conspiracy theories. How about we talk about the real shit Epstein did instead of the fake shit, Mike? Are you done peddling the
that's
nonsense,
definitely
Mike?
not true.
Are you done peddling the
No,
nonsense?
I'm going to keep going, dude. You don't
You're gonna
scare
keep
me.
peddling
You
the
can stop me and
nonsense.
keep the control. You
Okay. Sure, I will. You're going to keep peddling nonsense. You're peddling an unsupported conspiracy theory. That's what you're doing. And it's fucking embarrassing. You are incapable of separating real from fake. Like, my God, bro. Why are people, it should not be this hard. Should not be this hard. Genuinely. Genuinely. Are you done
Do you know
peddling
that?
the nonsense now? Mike, nobody
Do
heard
you
you. You were muted,
understand
Mike.
that witness testimony is evidence in a court of law?
Mike, holy fuck.
Do you understand that witness
dumbass.
testimony is evidence in a court of
Witness
law?
testimony is
Did you
like
study
the
law? 'Cause I
worst.
did.
Witness testimony is like the worst evidence you can present in a court of law.
But it's evidence, but they used it to get Donald Trump convicted in civil court for rape of E. Jean Carroll, no?
He wasn't convicted. You don't get convicted in civil court. That's not how civil
He was
court
found
was.
guilty of
That's
rape.
not
Don't
how.
give me that.
No, he was
I
not found.
literally
He
studied
wasn't
law.
found guilty
He
of
was
rape.
found guilty.
Oh no, he
was found
wasn't. You're
criminally
so
liable
stupid.
of
No, he
raping E. Jean
wasn't.
Carroll.
No, he
was found criminally
wasn't.
liable
No, he
of
wasn't,
raping
Mike.
E. Jean Carroll.
No, he
The
wasn't,
reason why he
Mike.
didn't go to jail is because
No, he
people fucking
wasn't.
voted him to
He
become
was found
president.
civilly liable for defamation. He wasn't found criminally.
civilly
Yes, he
liable
was. You're
for
so stupid.
raping E. Jean
No, you're
Carroll
so
in
dumb.
civil
You're
court.
so
Yes.
dumb. You're so dumb, Mike.
No, you're dumb. You
Ready?
don't know.
Ready?
So
let's
why
do
don't
a
you go
let's do a
inform
quick
yourself? Why
here.
don't you go
Let's do a
look
quick
it up?
check. Let's do a quick fact check.
Alexa,
was Donald Trump
found
found?
convicted of being liable for rape for E. Jean Carroll?
Oh no! Tell him what you said. Was he found criminally liable for rape? That's what you said. And guess what?
All right, so
fact
now
check.
You want to pick
Fact
and
check.
choose, so he wasn't found guilty.
Pick and
so now you want
choose?
to be right by
Dumb
picking
ass.
straws?
Dumb
He
ass.
was found right.
You're so
literally,
dumb. You're
let's
so
look it
dumb.
up.
You're so stupid. I
Oh,
did.
yeah?
No, Donald Trump was not found
Yeah?
criminally liable for rape. I looked it up. First thing that comes up.
Right?
You're so dumb. You're
So what was
actually
the-
stupid.
So what was he found criminally liable for?
He was not found criminally liable for anything in the E. Jean Carroll case. It was a civil case. You can't be found criminally liable for a civil case. She sued him for
Jury found him
defamation.
liable for sexual abuse and defamation with an appeals court in September 2025.
Thank you. So he didn't find no. So the sexual abuse.
So wait, now
The sex-
exactly. You're
Oh
wanting
my
to
God,
pick
you're
and
so
choose with
dumb.
straws, but the whole
You're
fact is
so
that he was
dumb, Mike.
literally
You're so
accused
stupid,
of rape
Mike.
So many
Mike,
fucking
you're
times.
so
Did you listen to
stupid.
Hillary
You're
Clinton talk
dumb.
about
Okay,
if
I'm
it-
going to mute you and I'm going to explain to the chat why Mike is stupid. So the reason why he was found civilly liable for it was because of what the case what was the surrounding parameters of the case. She made a claim that he raped her. He went on a defamation spree. So he had to prove. She said this. He's defaming me. He did rape me. So they had to prove in civil court. And it's not even beyond a reasonable doubt that in civil court, you don't even prove it that way. She just had to prove that there was some credibility to her claiming that he sexually abused her. And the jury said these seem to be credible cases. And so you're liable in this civil suit. You have not been found criminally guilty. He was only found criminally guilty of falsifying business records. That's what he has his felony for. Mike, don't sit here and say, I studied the law, and then you don't know shit about the law. What the fuck, bro? That's embarrassing as shit, dude.
So is
Now
it
you're
time for
unmuted.
me to rebuttal now? So now it's time for me to rebuttal.
You're gonna
I sat there and
rebut
was quiet the
what?
whole time and let you talk. You didn't even need to mute me, and you know it.
Yes, I do need to mute you because you don't shut the fuck up.
Why? I was completely quiet. I let you speak.
Yes,
Did I
after
interrupt
you,
once?
yes, you interrupted me up until I muted you. Yes.
Dude, that whole time while you were talking, I was completely quiet. Don't lie.
Incorrect.
Don't lie to your viewers. I sat here and was completely
Incorrect.
quiet and listened to you speak.
Incorrect.
Oh, okay. So prove it.
Do I need? You want me to pull the tape back?
Pull the tape back while I
If
was quiet.
when
and
I
let you
when I
finish.
play this tape back, you will
While
owe me
I'm
a
muted.
$20.
No,
you will.
No, are you going to play the part where I was muted? Are you going to play the part where I was muted? Are you going to play the part where I was muted?
Mike, you're interrupting
Are you
now.
going to play
Mike,
the
you're
part where I
literally
was muted?
interrupting right now.
Are
How
you
would I
going to
know?
play the part?
I don't even need to play the tape. You're literally doing it again. I don't need to play the tape because you're doing it again. No, I don't give a fuck if you sat there quietly while you're muted. I have no clue what you're doing while you're muted, you fucking moron. You're muted. I wouldn't know if you were sitting there quietly or not because you're muted. But you weren't sitting quietly when it led me to mute you, you dummy. Unbelievable, bro. These people are fucking so stupid. Now, again, and I'll say it for the fucking 50th time, Donald Trump was not found criminally liable for raping E. Jean Carroll. He was found civilly liable for defamation. And so because he was found civilly liable, he was, in the defamation case involved rape, it can be concluded that he's civilly liable for a rape. Not. In fact, the jury, you want to get even technical, the jury rejected the rape thing and said that he sexually abused her, not raped her. If you want to get even fucking deeper into it. The judge said he thinks it's credible that Trump raped her. But Mike, you're dumb. You're just dumb. Do you want to continue to spread the nonsense, Mike, or are you going to actually say something
so
smart?
you're going to go.
Once?
You're the one that lied to your viewers and said that I was cutting you off, but you won't play the footage of me being quiet while you had me muted and saying
Mike,
that you don't have to show it to your viewers.
Dumbass.
Am I muted again?
Mike, you stupid
No, I'm a
fuck.
dumbass now. Now you want to be
Mike,
rude. See, listen,
you
people
stupid
only resort
idiot.
to insults and violence
Mike,
when they're mentally defeated.
Mike,
I can
you
do this with
stupid
you all
moron.
day. I don't
Mike,
care if I'm muted.
Mike,
It's
you're
just gonna
doing
be
it again,
between me
Mike.
and you,
You're
baby.
you're
don't
doing it
scare me.
again. I have to mute you because you're doing it again. You keep saying I'm not interrupting you, and then you continue to do it, Mike. God damn, have some impulse control. I know it's hard for men like you to have impulse control, Mike. I know it. I know that having impulse control is fucking difficult for you. I get it. But learn impulse control, Mike. Learn it because you're gonna need it. You're gonna need it. Now, Mike, I'm going to unmute you. I just want to know if you're going to have impulse control. That's all. Are you going to have impulse control?
I knew you had me muted because you
Nope,
are
no impulse control. Here we go. We're going to mute you again. I can't talk to somebody who doesn't have impulse control. Mute it again, Mike. Good Lord. Kind of embarrassing at your big age of 38 that you don't have impulse control. A 38-year-old who lacks impulse control is embarrassing. Mike.
because you want to look better. Admit that you lied to your viewers. Yeah, that's what you get for lying to you. You're a liar. Could do this all day, bud.
It's just a lack of impulse control, bro. He just physically doesn't possess it. It's a skill that this 38-year-old man does not possess. He does not possess the skill of impulse control. And he wouldn't need to get muted. There are so many conversations on this page where I don't mute people. You guys have watched them. You've seen them. Those people have impulse control. Mike does not. Make sure you keep your daughters and wives away from Mike because goddamn. Goddamn. It's like almost impossible.
Viewers can't fucking hear me.
He's still going, dude. Like he's just talking to himself. He has spent the last 5 minutes talking to himself. Like, what the fuck? Oh, you know what would be good to also get with this new stream deck is the teleprompter from Elgato. That would actually be probably coming pretty handy.
And what you did. I believed in what you did until
He's still going. Like he's just talking to himself. Unbelievable, bro. Like, are you shitting my dick right now? This shit is embarrassing, dude. Are you done talking to yourself now, Mike?
Hell no, I'm talking to you, dude. You could hear me. That means that it's a conversation between me and you. You have no rebuttal. You think
Mike,
that
are
I'm
you
being
stupid?
but you have
Mike,
no
when you're
response
muted,
to me.
nobody
You
can
have
hear
had-
you. Mike,
No,
shut
you
the
mean
fuck
that the
up.
people can't hear you.
Mike,
You could fucking
Mike,
hear me.
no, I can't, you fucking idiot. Are you stupid? You're muted. It means
So
we
am I
cannot
muted
hear.
because you're
Oh
hiding something?
my God.
Am I muted?
You fucking idiot, dude. Oh, he's so stupid. Oh my God. He literally thinks I can hear him. That's so funny. Oh my God, bro. There's no way. There's no shot, dude. Bro, they're not sending their best. Wow. Incredible. Incredible. It's so fucking funny.
Using their ignorance. Hello? Hello?
Mike, do you know now
Hi.
that we can't hear you when you're muted? Stupid fuck.
Are you using the OBS Studio? Are you using OBS Studio?
Am I using OBS Studio? What are you talking about, Mike? You're on a call-in program.
Correct. So what's the call-in program?
Are you...
Well, I'd like to be informed. What program are you using?
It's called Call-in Studio, you fucking moron. And when I press the
Call-in
mute
Studio,
button,
and that's all
it
you use.
shuts
you don't
you up,
use OBS
dumbass.
to cut or edit video. You're not using OBS Studio at all. Then what are you using a Stream Deck for?
What are you... Mike, what are you talking about? Are you stupid?
So you can't hear me at all. So let's have the
No,
conversation. So now
dumbass.
that
when
I'm
I hit the
unmuted, so
mute
let's talk.
button,
Listen,
nobody can hear you,
I
stupid.
understand. Listen, people only resort to insults and violence when they're
No, they
mentally
resort.
defeated. So
No,
if
they
you wanna
resort to
continue
insults
with
when
it-
people
now
like you
you're
are being
cutting me
dumb
off.
as
I
fuck.
wasn't finished. Now
Yes,
you're
it's
cutting
my
me off.
show.
I
I'm going to
wasn't
cut you
finished.
off whenever the
I
fuck I
was
want
not-
to. It's my show. I don't give a fuck what you want, Mike. It's not your show, dipshit. It's my show. And if I want to cut you the fuck off, I'm going to cut you the fuck off, Mike. You're an idiot who has done nothing but peddle conspiracy theories this entire time. And then when you were proven wrong about Trump being held criminally liable for something, you started lashing out like a little fucking baby, Mike. Eat shit. I don't give a fuck if I'm nice to you. I don't give a fuck about niceties, Mike. Suck my fucking dick. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Fucking idiot. Mike, the only thing I want to know, do you admit you were wrong about Trump being held criminally liable for rape? Do you admit you were wrong about that? Yes or no?
So can you admit?
Do you
that I
admit
was
you were wrong
silent
about
and
it?
gave
Yes
you time?
or no, Mike? Do you admit you were
We
wrong?
already
Yes or
moved
no?
past that. Did
No,
I
we
not
haven't.
read
No,
the
we
Google?
haven't. No, we haven't
Did
moved
I
past
not
it.
read the
Do you
Google?
admit you were wrong
Did I
about him
not
being
read
held
the
criminally
Google to
liable?
you?
Yes or no?
Did I not read
1,
the Google to you?
2,
Did I not?
3. Goodbye, Mike. Get the fuck out of here. God damn, go wash your asshole next time. What the fuck, dude? Homie said, yeah, but when I'm muted, you can hear me. You what fucking sense does that make, you fucking moron? God damn, eat shit, Mike. Please, put it in a bowl. Oh my god, dude. You just know that motherfucker don't wash his legs. Oh my god, dude. All right, let's read our super chats. Let's read the super chats we got. Oh, hold on. Let me do the thing. Let me do the thing. Wait. Okay, hold on. So I would need Okay, in order to make this work the way I want it to, I need to open up Stream Deck. And then we got another call on the thing, so we're going to get to that other call in a second. So I need Stream Deck. Oh, this is the super chat button. What I need to do is make it a multi-action button. Okay. And then I need to add a vmix button. Oh, can I not do the vmix on the multi-action? Wait, whoa, wait. Oh, so that's going to make things a little difficult. Interesting. So a multi-action button, I can't do a vmix button on. I did not know that. That means I have to do this instead. So hold on. So I go here, go to shortcuts, find my super chat one. Here it is. Edit, find, boom. Okay. That goes that way. Then what I would need to do is change this button. So this would be, instead of this, it would still be next. Instead, this will be a multi-action button. Does the multi-action switch actually allow me to do vmix? No, it doesn't. Okay. That's kind of annoying. Then we'll use wavelink, channel audio effect, channel audio effect. This will be the wave 3. This will be pitch shift, toggle. This will be wave 3. This will be reverb, toggle. And so this should work to do this. Nope.
No?
Oh.
There it is. Do you want deep voice for super chats or high voice chat? What's the one you guys want? Deep or high for super chats? I don't know which one you guys want. Joe God voice. All right, let's read our super chats. Starting with Vampy said, "You have to keep the high pitched when I need it." Oh well, too late. Sorry about that. We went to the deep voice one. From Imoane said, "Wiggle wiggle, happy birthday, wiggle wiggle." Oh my god, true. Big fan of Cranberry said, "Happy birthday, Javon. It's my birthday too. 22 years old. I watch you every day." Well, thank you for watching every day. 100 Days of Motivation said, "Javon, how old are you? I need appetite control." I'm 33. I don't know what the other thing means. The Behold Network said, "Same energy as you can't see me if my eyes are closed. Happy birthday, Javon." Thank you. 100 Days of Motivation said, "I don't know, Jovan, but seems like he's just bullying." I'll bully you too. Fuck, say shit to him. Anyway.
Thank you for the super chats. God, that was such a funny fucking call, bro. What do I name that? What do I name that call? That shit was fucking crazy. Zeus, thank you for the Cash App. Said, "It's sad Mike thinks he did something." Dead eyes, bro. Dead eyes. Yeah, 404. Mr. Worldwide. Oh, the deep voice reminds me of the voice masking of people in crimes. Wait, because I could also, when the deep voice happens, do this. Because then it's...
"And so she said to me that if I spoke up, she would find me, and she would kill me. And that's how I escaped the Italian mobs of women."
That's fucking funny. My super chats need to all be read to conceal my identity. That's fucking great. Taylor, thank you for the Venmo. Said happy birthday. Please say death can have me when it earns me in your best Kratos voice. Okay.
Death can have me when it earns me. That's terrible.
Don't ask me to do impressions. I'm so bad at it. Oh shit, bro. Thank you guys for the birthday love, by the way. We're gonna move to the next call. What a fucking day, dude. Mike said, yeah, but you could still hear me. Oh my god, you fucking moron. Caller invents new mute feature is great. Such a good, it's a goated. That one's for you. All right, let's take the next person. Coming up next on the stream is L. L wants to talk about gender affirming care for minors. L, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns.
Hello, I'm Elle. I'm 19 and I'm a she.
Okay, now L, I believe minors should be able to access gender affirming care. Do you disagree? And if so, why?
I disagree. I think that they are too young to make those decisions. And
Sorry, you're breaking up quite a bit. Or if you're on speaker, I would switch off of speaker.
I'm not on speaker. I apologize.
Oh, maybe then try going on speaker. Maybe speaker will sound better.
Is this any better?
That's worse.
That's worse? Oh my god.
That's better. Whatever you just did is better. Kinda. So sorry, you said that minors are too young for what?
They're too young to make those decisions. And
Why?
honestly, why?
Yeah. Why?
Well, your brain does not finish developing once you are 24. I am only 19. I would not get a surgery until I am much older because
What minor? I'm sorry. You think minors are getting surgeries?
Yes.
What surgeries?
Breast reduction. I know.
Okay.
For,
so
I know for
let me take you back like 18 years to when I was in high school. I knew girls that I went to high school with that got breast reductions. I wasn't sitting there going, "Oh, they're too young." No, they wanted smaller breasts for a litany of reasons. What's different about it?
I think that is different because women are always being sexualized, and
none of them wanted them smaller because they were being sexualized. It was mostly because they had like pain. It was mostly from pain.
Okay, but if you are trans and you have a small chest and you still get a breast reduction surgery, what is the point? Just to ruin your body?
Huh? What do you, if you're trans and you have small breasts and then you get a breast reduction? What are you talking about? Also, what ruin your body? Like ruin for who? They don't think their body is ruined.
Because you're not sure what you want yet.
They're not sure what they want yet.
Yes.
How come there's not a large regret rate then? It seems like they know what they want because they're sticking.
They push stories down.
There is? What is the regret rate?
The regret rate is much higher than people would like to think.
What's your evidence that it's higher?
You see people.
You see is not evidence, friend. Also, your mic is bad again. You see is not evidence, though. If I were to tell you unicorns exist, you said, "What's your proof?" I'd say, "Well, you see them. I see unicorns every day." Doesn't mean unicorns are real, right?
Okay, well, you're just making up fantasies because you don't want to listen to my point.
Well, no, I don't like to listen to unsupported points. If you have a point, I'll gladly listen, but it needs to be supported by some type of evidence. Do you have evidence?
I've read stories of people, specifically people who thought they were men, who did hormones, they did testosterone, they removed their chest, and then later on they realized, oh, I was too young. I just wasn't happy with myself, but not in that way.
And
I
I've
did
read
something to myself.
stories, just letting you know, I've read stories about people who didn't get gender affirming care and then they killed themselves. So, like, whose
And I
stories
think
should we
that-
listen
I think
to?
that's horrible. I think that's horrible. I don't think I do not think that they should kill themselves. I think that's just, I think
You
that's
just think
horrible,
that
and I think
the treatment that works best to prevent this should be taken away from them.
I don't think it should be taken away. I do not say it should be taken away. I said
You-
they should wait. I think they should wait.
That's taking it away.
How is it
If I'm
taking it away?
playing with a toy right now, like let's say I'm playing with a toy, it's like a really fun toy, and you take it, you said, Jovan, you can play with this in like 3 hours. Just because I'm gonna get it later doesn't mean it wasn't taken away from me in the moment. It was still taken away.
It is not hurting you to not have a toy for a little while.
It's
can
not
find
hurting
other
them?
Solutions. You can
I'm
find other
sorry.
solutions. You can try therapy. You can therapy. number
Therapy
one,
to
therapy
what?
works wonders for
Therapy
people.
to do what? What would be the goal
Mental
of this
You
therapy?
know, most people are depressed, right?
What would be the goal? Do you know why they're depressed? Do you know what one of the reasons is?
Why?
Because they have gender dysphoria. And gender dysphoria increases the amount of stress that they feel. And that stress can lead to comorbidities like depression, anxiety, social disorders, mood disorders, things like that. You know what alleviates these things? And what therapists have told us alleviates these things? Gender affirming care.
If you, the age
We can't hear you again.
21.
We
The
can't. It's like,
age
it sounds like you're covering your mic with your hand.
I really am not. How about this?
Sounds the exact same.
Okay, now?
Maybe like 5% better.
I don't know how to fix it. It's just going to go on and off. I hope it does not bother you too much.
I mean, what bothers me more is, you know, you having a stance with no evidence behind it. That bothers me more than the phone thing.
I was going to say the age to drink alcohol is 21, and most people are doing it underage. And is that like taking away a toy from them? Oh, they're not having fun, so that's not good. Like, would you argue that that's okay? That underage drinking is okay because?
No, I wouldn't argue. I wouldn't. Well, one, I don't know that underage drinking is necessarily wrong, depending on the age. Tons of countries let you drink well under the age of 21, and they don't even have as many issues as we do with like alcoholism. Secondly, I think it's about like, you know, the relationship that you build with alcohol, not about like your age. Secondly, I would say even if I'm saying drinking alcohol under 21 is wrong, I would still say, yeah, you are taking it away from them. Now, taking it away can be okay, but like in this case, you're taking away something that helps them. You're taking away a form of care that benefits them in the long run in saying you should be forced to now suffer for years because I find you doing this yucky. I don't really have any evidence to show that what you're doing harms you, but I think it's yucky, so I don't want you to do it.
Is 18 really too long to wait?
For some people, yes. Yes, for some people it absolutely is, yes. Do you know what the process, if you already have exacerbated and severe gender dysphoria, do you know what the process of going through like your body's natural puberty will do to your mental state?
What do you mean by that? You think it's wrong for them to experience that just because they have to wait?
I think that them going through the puberty of whatever their natural course of puberty is when they have gender dysphoria will fucking destroy some of these people. It will make their mental health worse. It will make their suicide ideations worse. It will lead to a larger issue of them committing self-harm, as opposed to, hey, here's a long list of safe and effective treatment methods that you can undergo to alleviate those issues. And instead of having people that go, hey, don't do it without any reason behind it, it's a non-starter.
How young do you think is too young? If an 11-year-old told you they did not want to go through the puberty for their gender, would you think that's okay? 11 years old?
Yeah, 11-year-olds would start the process of puberty. So yeah, I would say that if an 11-year-old is beginning the process of puberty and they have severe gender dysphoria, then yeah, we should probably give them puberty blockers to stop the process so they have some time to figure out whether they want to continue with HRT, which is how we do it now. We give them pubertal suppressants. They sit on those for 12 to 24 months. And then in that time, decide with the help of their doctors and their teams if they should go on HRT and if that's the right move for them. No issues with this whatsoever.
So young and still developing. I don't understand how you think. What?
Whoop-de-doo, they're young. So what?
So
just
what?
being young is such a nonsense talking point. Like, don't do it just because they're young. We do there are so many medical procedures. There are so many lifelong things that can happen to you medically when you're young. And we don't have nobody has any of the same level of scrutiny they do for gender affirming care, even when the regret rate for gender affirming care is less than almost every medical procedure.
And your proof for that? What studies?
You want some studies? Sure, I'll give you the studies. Absolutely, because I come prepared to everything I do. I got you. Hold on. Let's go through our study list right now. I will give you a couple. That's how benevolent I am in my study deliverance. So we're going to look at studies about regret rate and detransition rates. And what we're going to find is when we look at, this is a systemic literature review of 27 peer-reviewed studies. So it analyzed 27 different studies. Those studies included 7,928 trans people in all of them. It's called Regret After Gender Affirmation Surgery, a systematic review and meta-analysis of prevalence. And it found a 1% regret rate. 1%. That's 27 studies that between them all found a 1% regret rate.
And how many of those studies are suppressing the voices of people who actually did regret it?
None of them.
More than.
None of them.
They're pushing things, and they don't want you to see it.
You think, okay, I'm sorry. In this current day and age, when we have a president who literally blames trans people for everything, and they want trans people, and it wants to, hold on, stop. You think that if they didn't want to, they wouldn't produce a study that shows the detransition rate is higher? They can't because it's not. Otherwise, we'd have a counter study showing that. And you can't just parrot and say, well, it's because they're suppressing. So show evidence of the suppression. None exists. There are detransitioners, and there are plenty of detransitioners that do have a platform. And there are so many of them who literally go, while this was not right for me, I don't want to remove the option for other people because other people are different than me. So I can't place my medical needs onto another person.
I understand that people have different needs, but that doesn't change the fact that you are damaging people in unchangeable ways because you think it's better for them early on. I'd say 16 is pushing it.
Well, you would be wrong. And it's okay. I was wrong about a lot of stuff too at that age, right? But unfortunately, the research does not support your conclusion. The research supports that when you allow people to access gender affirming care and you allow them to do it while they're either pre or in the midst of puberty, right? It leads to better outcomes. It's cheaper. It means that it's less invasive. Gender affirming care after puberty is more invasive. So why would we not go for the least invasive method?
Sure?
Yes. It's not even a question. If I have somebody who's going to go through feminizing puberty, so their body is going to naturally take them on the course of feminizing puberty, they're going to grow breasts, most likely. Now, the size of those breasts, who knows? But if they don't go through feminizing puberty and instead go through masculinizing puberty, right? And so they take HRT, they're not going to grow the same breast tissue, which means when they're older, they don't have to get top surgery because they're not going through the puberty that's going to increase the breast size. That's less invasive.
You really think it's less invasive when they're younger?
Shit. I just walked you through how it's less invasive. Like literally just walked you through it.
I still don't agree.
Based on what? What is your disagreement based on? What are the foundations for it?
Surgeries, and medicine. That is just such a big leap. There are so many things you could do before that I think.
What do you think? So like, let's say before you're able to even access this surgery, what if all trans kids to even be able to access these treatments, like HRT, pubertal suppressants? I'm not even talking about surgeries because most people don't get surgeries. But let's say HRT and pubertal suppressants, before you even access them, what if, and tell me if you're amenable to this, let's say maybe this is the thing. Maybe they have to go through like 6 months of therapy. 6 months of therapy, and then after that is when you can even begin to think about the treatment.
Okay. 6 months is a pretty long time to think about it.
That's literally the process currently. Jesus fucking Christ. That's literally how you get the diagnosis of gender dysphoria right now. Is you have to go through 6 months of therapy. That's literally how it happens now, This is what I'm talking about. You're mad about something that you don't know how it works. You don't even know how gender affirming care works, and you're mad and you're upset about it because you've fallen for the right-leaning grift for the last many months they've been pushing it. You have fallen for the Chloe Coles of the world who are grifting people about these processes. That's currently what happens. In order for any minor to get a diagnosis of gender affirming care, they have to show 6 months of consistency, insistency, and persistency in their gender identity with a counselor or therapist. That's like just the guidelines.
Okay. They can go do that 6 months.
So then now you're okay because they go through the 6 months. Now you're okay that they get gender affirming care.
I'm still unsure about the surgery.
Nobody's getting surgeries. There are people who can get top surgeries at 15 or 16, okay? But so can cisgender kids. So it's not like we're making it, there's some different standard. And then bottom surgeries are reserved for 18 with a couple happening at 17, especially if they're like emancipated because then they're legal adults. But like, it's very rare that you're going to get bottom surgery before you're 18. I don't know why people keep thinking that surgeries happening under trans people is this massively prevalent thing. In the last time we counted the data, there were only like, I think 1,000 top surgeries done in an entire year.
Then good. I think, I don't know, maybe less.
Maybe less. Yeah. Now I'll just tell all of the people who are, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I was actually wrong. The last time we counted the numbers, it was 282 top surgeries done in a year. That's pretty less, right? So now you're cool? Now we're cool. Because that's less.
I feel bad for the people who have to go through the mental turmoil of not being accepted. I think of it like getting a nose job. Like you're changing something and you're not.
We let teenagers get nose jobs. We literally let them, as long as their parents agree to it. How about instead you care about the people? This is what's happening. You have a group of people who are suffering.
Okay.
They're suffering. And we have an effective way to treat that suffering. And you're going, I get it. I get that this is an effective way to treat the suffering. I get that the regret rates are so low. I get that when you look at the outcomes of this, the outcomes are overwhelmingly positive. But fuck them anyway, because 3% of people, might regret it. Fuck the 97% that don't. That's what's happening, Elle. I don't mean to be so blunt about it. But when somebody comes up here to argue about gender affirming care and they don't even know the process in which you receive the care, it shows me that you aren't interested enough in how these people actually, you're not interested in their suffering enough to even look into it past a cursory Google search.
I don't want people to suffer.
So then let them get gender affirming care.
That was my argument was just that they should have be doing it before 18.
Then you want them to suffer. Those things are mutually exclusive. They will suffer if they don't receive it. They won't suffer if they do. If you don't want people to suffer, let them access it when they need it. Let medical care be what it is, which is individualized care, and let them access the care when they need it. Otherwise, they will suffer.
When did you learn about these things?
What do you mean? When did I learn about these things? I've been studying this for like 3 years. I don't know what you mean by like, when did I learn about it? Over the course of the last 3 or 4 years, I've been slowly building up my knowledge base.
Okay, well then, I guess I'll have to, I don't know, I guess I'll take some time to look things up.
I mean, that's the least you could do, right? Is if you're going to have a stance on something, research the stance before hopping on a stream of 2 streams can hear you of over 1,000 people. Maybe we research something first, so that way you know if your opinion, or in fact, just research it anyway, so you know if the opinion that you have is informed by the actual data. Because right now yours isn't. It's not being informed by the actual data and the academic research.
Well, you hear things from your peers and the people you watch, and
I'll let you know, I don't base my opinions on my peers and the people I watch, things like that. No, I don't make an opinion until I've looked at the data first. So gender affirming care, when that became a thing that I started learning about, I didn't have an opinion one way or another about how it should be received for minors. I looked at the data, I looked at the research and said, okay, based on the research, I think minors should be able to access this care. But what you're doing is you're going in with a preconceived bias. You're going, I think this is bad, so I'm going to try to see how I can conform.
I'm not trying to sound negative or too biased. I do not mean to come off that way. I apologize.
Whether everybody has biases, so like you're going to come across with biases no matter what you do, right? But everybody has a bias. It's about letting that bias inform your opinion. I don't like vegetables. Does that mean that I could tell you if every vegetable is gross? No, because I haven't tried every vegetable, right? So I can't let my bias inform, but I can tell you the ones that I have tried because I've done the research. I've tried those vegetables. I don't like those. But I know that peas are one of the most delicious foods on the planet. So I can't say all vegetables are bad because I like peas. Because I did my research on peas and they're fucking delicious. So if you're going to have an opinion on gender affirming care, you've got to research this stuff first, because when you amplify that opinion of it's bad because of this or that or whatever, when you amplify an opinion that is built around faulty premises, what's going to happen is people who are in that group that are affected are going to get hurt.
I don't want people to be hurt.
But that's what I'm saying. When we go in through and we're uninformed and we amplify the uninformed message, that's what happens. That's why there are bills being put. That's why the president is literally trying to push through that minors can't receive this care, because it gets amplified and that message gets amplified. And then it all that happens is the people who need it get hurt. Do I agree there are detransitioners? Yes. Are there going to be people that regret going through this? Probably. But we can't force the entire population to suffer because some people didn't like the treatment. Instead, look at other methods that we can help so that that detransition rate gets lower. But it's not going to get lower just because we don't allow people to go through with it. Actually, like if our issue is the detransition rate, we need to look at what we can do, such as increasing education, such as making it a more comprehensive process that involves the child more when it comes to the decisions. We need to look at all of these things, not just cut it all out for everybody. You know what I mean?
Yes, I understand what you're saying, and I don't know. Now I feel ignorant for
It's okay to be ignorant because ignorance is a changeable trait. Ignorance just means you didn't have knowledge that you have now. So being ignorant about something in the past is totally fine.
I do not hate trans people. I think they should live their lives. I don't hate them. I was just worried about what was happening to younger people, like kids and stuff.
Well, going forward, do you agree now then that trans people should be given access, trans youth should be given access to gender affirming care?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Okay, there we go. Beautiful, Elle. Thank you so much for calling, and you have a good rest of your day.
Okay, goodbye.
I didn't think it was that was a lost cause personally, so I wanted to make sure I tried to get it to not be a lost cause. Whew. Let's go through our super chats. We have more super chats. So where did I leave off? Oh, this one.
From where is it? From Dan Bream. Our Dan R. Beam said happy B-Day to one of the best debaters. Thanks so much for the happy birthday message. From William said give you the chat a good girl make chat pop. Am I missing something here? Thank you for that super chat. Zumba class said I'm a trans man 41, knew I was trans at a young age. It caused nothing but stress till I was able to finally transition 8 years ago. If I was able to do that younger, I wouldn't have so much depression. W finally being able to transition though. Girl, how about you stop making medical decisions about something you have no medical training/knowledge about? And from Vampy said, Elle sounds so ridiculously self-centered right now. Is she actually concerned about kids or only ones who aren't trans? It really feels like she only cares about how this care she doesn't want or need would make her feel. I think we broke through to her in the end there, though. I think we broke through in the end. Thank you for the super chats, everybody.
I wonder if I could set it up to do a random voice effect. If I downloaded voice mod, I wonder if I could set up a thing where when I press the button, it just gives me a random voice effect every time. That could be kind of fun. Let me change the title of that. Jovan Earl Jones. Nah, we don't fuck with James Earl Jones in this house. Thank you, everybody, for the birthday wishes. Let me see if... Yeah. Alejandra, thank you so much for the Venmo. For the birthday Venmo. Thank you so much. God, I need someone to send $1 to get us back. Sean, thank you so much for the... You know what? Fuck it. It's just $1. I don't care. I'm going to round up. Sean, thank you so much for the Venmo. Said happy birthday. Love you, comrade. L is unlistenable. Damn. Matt, thank you for the Venmo. Happy birthday, fellow Satanists. Love Satan and pals. Oh my God, true. There we go. I ordered the Stream Deck, so it doesn't tell me how long it will. It doesn't give me a track with shop. It doesn't. Elgato's not telling me how long it will take. That's kind of weird, right? I ordered it right from Elgato's website. Hopefully not too long. Sylvie, thank you so much for the $1 to put me back where I wanted to be. Here's my invoice. With the following link. Yeah, but how long is it gonna take? Just standard shipping. I don't know. Oh, well, let me see. Let me see if I put my order number in, if it will tell me. Let's read these other super chats.
Vampy said, I agree, my super chat took forever to go through WL. And Liquidy Shit said, what's your beef with James Earl Jones? Inquiring Mind Post. No, he was super anti-black. Black women specifically. James Earl Jones hated black women. Hated that. Talked shit about them constantly. Like, it's not even funny. Like, he hated black women.
So that's your answer. 219-327-8005. Can we bring back the Minecraft play? Listen, how much would it cost me? I've been debating redoing a Minecraft server for our members, but how much would that cost every month? I have 1,000 members. I assume not everybody would join the Minecraft server. But if we did it for like tier 4, maybe tier 3, maybe tier 3 members we could have a persistent Minecraft server for tier 3 members. I wonder how much that would cost me. Let me take a look. Oh man. June, thank you for the Venmo. Said happy birthday, keeping awesome, comrade. Thank you so much, June. Thank you kindly. And Shira said, happy birthday, love your channel, and thanks for oh shit, it's not all showing. Why is it not all showing? Thanks for the allyship. Hey, you're welcome. We got a couple more super chats.
L Division said, happy birthday, bruh. My roommate and I watch daily. Thank you and your roommate. And Dildo Scratchins, great name, said, happy birthday. Watching MAGA make fools of themselves is my favorite blood sport. I appreciate you sticking to it.
Oh. Thank you for the super chats. 219-327-8005 is the number. If you want to debate still, we still got plenty of time. I still got plenty of time to be on stream. Happy birthday, Javon. I wrote a book and I would really like for you to read it. I'm giving it away for free about the way that care expands and contracts with the condition of society, new theory. If you email it to me to my business at jovanbradley.com, I can always take a look. Krishna, Evie is cuter than you. All right, well, thank you for the birthday Venmo, but no, Evie, no, I'm cuter than Evie. All right, let me see if I can download this voice, because I know voice mod I think has, yeah, okay. Voice filter just built into Elgato. How much is it? The low mod one. Is there just, can I just get, do I have to buy them all individually? That's stupid. There's one that makes you sound like you're like Fallout. Wait, I'm getting this real quick. Oh my God, I could read all of them like they're fucking, I could read them all like I'm an old school newscaster. Zelda, thank you for the Venmo. Said happy birthday, man. Thanks for keeping me sane during my time transitioning. You're welcome. Glad I could keep you sane, friend. And then C said, welcome to Uncdom. I'm not Unk. Stop calling me Unk. Maybe I'll just accept that I'm Unk. I don't feel Unk. Unk is a mindset. Do I have enough now to get the Elgato teleprompter for my video essays? No, it's like... It's $269. I don't have enough. Not after I got the Stream Deck. Do the Alistair voice. Speaking of, I hope you guys are ready for quite literally the best podcast that I've ever done. Fuzzy, you sent an email about the Minecraft server? All right, I'll take a look at it when I get a second. All right, let's see how this works. Okay. Add effect. Pip-Boy.
Ew. Why does it sound like that?
Okay. That's a little better. Dateline! That's loud as fuck, bro. That's really loud. Holy shit. Holy shit, that's so loud, dude. Can I adjust the reverb? Hello?
Radiation storm. Brother to still broadcast? Oh, I like this one. Oh. Once again, into the fray, gentlemen. That's a super... These are weird. Caps trader haggling. Oh, okay. That's not bad. This one's like if you were singing a really creepy song, you know? Like, Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer to... That's kind of creepy. Bunker Blues. Hey! Wasteland Echoes, Wasteland Wanderer.
These are kind of cool. Oh, I can turn the reverb off. Oh, that's so much better. Oh my God.
That sounds way better with the reverb off. It sounds so much better. Okay. Hey. Kills it. Truly kills it. Okay. I'm just going to reverb off all of these. Because it truly fucks it. Okay. Well, that's kind of
cool. That's okay. Let's stop now though. What else do we have? Let's see how this works. Will this make it sound better? Okay, hold on. This could be cool. Hold on. I'm playing with stuff now. Add an effect. Elgato. Oh, wait. Where did it go? What? Where'd it go? Hello? They have like preset equalizers. Wave 3 has been okay. It's not here. Because see, this is my mic with nothing. So this is just me in my room. They have a voice focus, and then I had a cut to cut out room tone. But the one that I just downloaded isn't here. Well, that sucks. Oh, it's downloading. Oh. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, so now can I use it? No, it's still not here, bro. Okay. Well, whatever. Liver. Alexa, thank you so much for the Venmo. Said, love the Fallout voice mod, Venmo dollar for the teleprompter. Ooh, maybe I will give me the teleprompter then. That'll really help for video essays. Has everybody watched the Trump pardon video? God, I put work into that one. I want to make sure you're all watching it. She drove on my Bradley till I debate. It's crazy. Truly, truly crazy shit. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get. Well, we do have. Oh, somebody's calling right now. Oh Lord. I did play the birthday song for myself. Oh yeah, Erica Kirk is now on the Air Force Board. Crazy. I know. Kind of insane, right? No, it's not Nate Billy. Nate Billy, I think, has finally learned his fucking lesson. Mirage, thank you so much for the Venmo. Said happy birthday, Jovan. Also turning 30 very soon. Ooh, happy early birthday to you. Shard, thank you so much for the fucking $100 Venmo. Said happy birthday to an unk from an auntie. I'm not unk. Am I really unk? What's the age for unk? I need to just fucking suck it up and Google it. Hold on. Does your email have an underscore? No, it's just business@jovanbradley.com. I don't feel like I'm unk. Oh, hold on. We got a bunch of super chats that I fucking did not read. So let me pull them up real quick.
This is the next one. From Luna's6829 said, I saw an opinion of yours about the Trolls movie. You said 2 was your least favorite. I'm here to say you're wrong. Also, happy D-Day. I love you. Trolls 2 is the worst Trolls movie. By far. Flibberty Giblet said sawbuck for the old man on his birthday. Crazy. Flibberty, thank you for the super chat. Liquidy Shit said so many mega losers chirping in chat, too scared to call in, hold that L. They always do. Melatonin said I threw caution to the wind, sending a Venmo without verifying. Birthday anxiety attack to wish you happy birthday. Name said like Lady Gaga would. Oh. Ali Alejandra. Got it. Joshua Everson, how close do you think we are to the point where the resources for population stability can be obtained and processed with minimal human efforts less input? Very close. Like, we might already be there. TBH. And then Michael Tony said, does your mom score? No. Oh, Casual Cali said, if I'm unk, you're unk. Join the unk gang, yo. No, I don't want to be unk.
I'm unk, you're unk. We're all unk. What? What was that? What just fell? How the fuck did my AirPods get over there? I'll pick them up later. Winnie, I don't have to take a call from somebody that calls you a fucking slur. No, fuck them. Just hang up that call, Winnie. Fuck that shit. Fuck out of here. I'm not taking the call from somebody who calls my screener a fucking slur. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Like, what? You done got me fucked up. Huh? What? That's weird. Oh, okay. There's clearly something broken in the app. Okay. I was going to the AMC app because I was like, hey, maybe for my birthday I'll go see Hoppers tonight. But it's saying that there's no movies playing at my theater. Is the theater closed or something? I'm showing times here online. Okay, maybe I just do it online. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to buy tickets online. Okay. No, fuck that shit. I'm not taking Winnie, it's up to you. Listen, Winnie, if you could let me send the message in here. It's up to you if you want me to take that call now. I don't really want to take the call if somebody that's fucking slurred you. Like, fuck that shit. Got me fucked up. Fantasia, thank you so much for the Cash App. Said, happy birthday. Thank you. I'm going to let Winnie decide. It's up to Winnie. Winnie was the one that was called a slur, so I'm going to let Winnie make the fucking choice. I know exactly who it is, too. Do you have the call? Winnie, if you have the call, let me know. The beauty is I've started putting these motherfuckers' names in the thumbnail so I can easily find the fucking call. I'm not even gonna entertain it like that. Hold on. Yo, did you call my call screener a slur, you piece of shit?
What was that?
Did you call my call-in screener a slur?
No, no, I did not do that.
So when I play back the screened call, I'm not gonna hear you call them a slur.
Nope.
All right. He's gonna be muted until Winnie can get me that call. He's gonna stay muted until Winnie gets me that call. Out of here with that shit. There's always a chance Winnie misheard something, but we're gonna find out in like 2 seconds when Winnie drops the call in the chat for us. And if they're lying, then shit's gonna pop up even more. Did he call you the slur, Winnie, or did he just use the slur? Because I might have read the notes wrong. Either or is still not okay. But one is slightly better than the other. It's only like 5% less likely. We're still waiting. We're waiting. I don't play this shit, bruh. Here, let me get clarification. Did you use a slur?
They use a slur? No.
Okay. So now the claim is didn't use a slur, didn't call anybody a slur. So now we'll know if they're lying or not. They're muted again until when he gets the call to me. All right, here we go. Let's take a listen.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna send you to him. Yep, this should be great.
Okay. Well, just let me know when you're ready.
All right. Well, if you shut the fuck up, I can finish my note and pass you on. Yep.
Oh, okay. There's no need to swear.
There is a need. Well, because you did.
There's no need for that.
Yeah, you did. So, fuck you.
You don't have to get so hostile. It's not,
Oh.
not that deep.
Okay. Yeah, it isn't.
I don't even know why are you even mad. I didn't do anything.
Yeah. Okay. Just be quiet, please. Thank you.
Shut up, strange.
So you're a dirty fucking liar, huh?
Oh, I am?
So you're a dirty liar?
I slurred.
So you're a dirty liar.
Am I? Am I?
Yeah, goodbye. Winnie, feel free to ban his number. Feel free to ban him. Good. Glad we fucking cleared that shit up. Fuck out of here with that shit. Not only are you gonna lie, but then you're gonna lie after we listened to the call. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all got me confused. Anyway, I don't know why y'all think you're gonna get away with fucking lying. Okay. We had a super chat. Let me read the super chat.
From El Marie said, happy birthday, Jovan. Thank you for being such a strong ally and for speaking up. Your support truly means a lot. With appreciation, L.
Thank you for the super chat, L. All right, let's take the next call. All right, coming up next is Tristan. Tristan wants to talk about topic 1, trans men and women being men and women. Tristan, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep. What's your age and pronouns?
18, he, him.
Okay. Now, Tristan, I believe trans men and women are men and women. Do you disagree? And if so, why?
Yeah, in this case, I wouldn't agree that all of them are men and women, as they say. So I believe that only some of them fit the necessary precondition to be women and men.
And what's the necessary condition to be a woman?
Yeah, so in this case, it would be like fitting the traits that are typically associated with females.
And what would those be?
It could be like a phenotype, whatever is like associated with females in society. So you could have like the female phenotype or behavior or all this stuff.
And what would those? What can you give an example?
Is a phenotype like an example that would be like relevant?
Yeah, because what if I have a cisgender woman who doesn't meet those phenotypes? Is she a man now, or is she not a woman now?
Yeah. Sociologically, she's gonna be like then a man. Yeah.
So she would become a man because even though she does not identify as a man, even though she was born female, just simply because she doesn't portray the traits that are typically associated in that society. That's silly.
Yeah, I don't think like identity would have anything to do with like how you're gendered sociologically.
Yeah, I just think that's silly.
Okay, well, why would identity itself like would be like a requirement to be a man or a woman?
Because it's not about, because being man or a woman has nothing to do with like what you look like, which is what you're claiming it does. You're essentially claiming as long as you look like a man. Yeah, you're saying as long as you look like what is typically a man or a woman, you are a man or a woman. So that means there are going to be cisgender men and women who do not fall into that category, which is just a really silly way to do it.
What would you gender me as just based on my voice?
I wouldn't pre-gender you. I would ask you.
Okay, so you wouldn't do this like naturally? Like you wouldn't have an instinct to gender people naturally?
We may have that, but that doesn't mean I'm right. What does it matter? Wait, no, it's not. What does it matter what I believe your gender to be? That doesn't mean anything.
Because it demonstrates the category that you're making, right? It demonstrates that, like, naturally you make a category of men and women just based on the traits that are typical to your sex, for example. So, like, you would probably gender me as man in this case because you're assuming the traits that are typical to males, right?
Yes, but could I be wrong?
Yeah, but that's irrelevant in this case.
Because you're essentially saying you're essentially saying I'm not claiming that we don't make category decisions, but what you're saying is essentially whatever any one person claims your gender is what your gender is.
No, that's false. That's a straw man.
That's not a straw man of what you just told me.
Yes, what I'm telling you isn't that like you get gendered based on what people tell you you are. Sorry, you're gendered based on what society as like a monolith sees you as.
Why do you think that that a person's individual gender is determined by society?
Yeah, do you think like gender is like a social construct?
I think that the categories can be, but I don't think that social constructs work the way you think they work.
Okay, but would you agree that like social constructs are determined by society?
They're created by society. Determined by society is just vague. Like, what are we counting as determined by society? If one person creates a monetary thing, like a currency, and sets the value of that currency, that value is socially constructed. Was it created by society or by one person?
Wait. Can you like repeat the first part? Sorry.
Yeah, if somebody creates a currency and sets the value of said currency, like they individually say, my fucking frog coin is going to be worth $50 a coin, right? That value of that coin is a social construct. Value of currency is a social construct. But
be society.
But you said society determines social constructs.
Yes, but like, do you understand that like we can make like a distinction between your own personal like creation and then like the beliefs that are held by a group of people, in this case society?
Yes. Why do you believe gender categories, like what someone's individual gender is a category that must be created by society?
Whoa, you're using the word must, but I don't think they must. I just think like it's descriptive. It's just how things are, right? We
Based
as a
on what?
society, we
So
make
hold on,
gender roles.
just confirming. If I individually, like I went to a island, and let's say this island does not view me as a man because I do not meet the traits typical to what their men are. And the people of this island collectively go, well, Javon, you're a woman. Am I a woman now?
Yes, by their standard of woman, you would be a woman.
By their standard of woman, I would be a woman. So woman and man,
Yeah,
we don't have some, just confirming. We don't have some like objective thing that woman and man would be. It would just be determined by whatever, like society hasn't created some objective standpoint. You're claiming it's just whatever the people. No, social constructions can have. Okay, so I think you're misconfusing when I say objective standpoint, right? I can say that, for instance, morality is subjective and like a social construct. However, a moral system, like say secular humanism, would have objective wrongs and rights in said moral system. So objectivity in this sense is just saying we're claiming like, oh, this is concrete what this thing would be, even in our socially constructed viewpoint.
Okay, I'm unsure what you're trying to say, but okay, go on.
I'm trying to say that I gender is more of a relation between the person and the society's construct than it is the society and the person.
Okay, sure.
So if gender is more of a relation between the person and the society's construct than the society and the person, then it's not the society at large that would determine what category you go into. It's your individual relation to those categories and how those categories align within yourself.
Okay, but how does it being objective like demonstrate that?
What when I say objective, I just mean is there some definition that we would objectively place on what a woman is?
Okay, relative on society, yeah.
Yeah, but you don't have one of those.
Yes, I do. In this case, a woman is just a trait that are typically associated with females based on different societies.
So I'm saying that society doesn't have some objective.
Wait, can you repeat that?
Yeah, so that society does not have some objective definition.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. You just said it doesn't.
Okay. Would you say like, let's say, having a preference for a color, right? That's an objective thing. But whether or not you like red isn't objective in this case. But the fact of liking a color in general is objective. Does that make sense?
Here, let me break it down this way. When I look at gender and the way human minds engage with the concept of gender, right? It's very clear that we engage in it from in a inward towards outward stance. So we go in to out, right? We look at the way our bodies work, and then that is then mapped on to the way society chooses. It's not an outward. It's a top up model, not a. I'm sorry. It's a bottom up model, not a top down model. The society doesn't dictate to us what we can or can't be. We dictate that based upon our relation to said society's categories.
But I just don't see how that's the case. Like, even if it's inwards, because there's still like an understanding. Because what I see gender as is an understanding of what like males and women, males and females usually are, right? But then,
but the problem is, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. But the problem is you're saying that society now determines how you align with those things, when the true alignment would be determined by you.
But even by definition, it would just be fitting the traits that are typical to, let's say, females. It doesn't matter what you identify.
Yeah, but it's not about fitting those traits. It's not about fitting those traits, right? Because saying fitting those traits is really weird, because again, if you have a cisgender woman who her whole life, she's been raised as a girl, raised as a woman. However, let's say something happens, so she no longer has the phenotypic traits of a woman, you would say she's not a woman anymore. It can, and we can say whatever happens. Maybe she gets into an accident and she goes through whatever, and now she just looks more like what would phenotypically look like a man. Or maybe she has PCOS, and her body, just her frame gets larger. She has hair start to grow in other places. Maybe she loses her breasts for whatever reason, right? She starts to get these phenotypic traits that are typically associated with males in whatever given society we're in. Now, despite what she was raised as, despite her own inward view of herself, despite all of that, you're saying, well, because she meets these things, society would say she's a man. And I just don't think that I don't think that logically tracks in any like way, shape, or form.
Okay, I see what you're saying, but I feel like that's kind of like fallacious. Aren't you just making like an appeal to consequences in this case? You're saying the argument is wrong because I don't like its outcome in this case, right?
No, I'm not saying it's wrong because I don't like your outcome. I'm saying that it doesn't logically hold when placed under scrutiny.
But you're saying it doesn't logically hold. But in this case, I would say like it does logically hold. Unless like you can change the definition of woman. Like what would be your definition of woman?
Let me ask you, would your mom become a man if something happened to her and she no longer met the typical traits that women hold in the society, and now she's showing phenotypic traits of men? Would your mom all of a sudden become a man?
Well, sociologically, would she be considered a man?
No, because we don't consider who's a man or woman based on sheer phenotypic traits. But
Yes,
you're
we
saying
do.
that we do. No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
No, we
I
don't.
showed this by the example of like I go outside, right? I don't see people's genotype when I go outside. I see people's phenotype, and I assume.
But you're not.
that
But we
they're
don't
either
base it.
male.
Wait. But again, you're assuming. Do you hear that? What you're saying there? Like, I'm assuming what their gender is. But what if you are wrong? What if you just have someone who's gone through whatever thing they might have gone through, and now they happen to look like a phenotypic, or even better example. Even better example. What about drag queens? Right? A drag queen, for all intents and purposes, would phenotypically represent as a woman, but they're not women. Oh, well, some of them are, but most drag queens identify as men. They aren't women. They don't believe they're women. Just because they now phenotypically align and match up doesn't make them a woman. Like if my brain hold on really quickly. If my brain was like taken out of my body and placed in a body of a woman, I would feel wrong. I would be like, something doesn't match up here, right? This feels weird. And while my body might be the body of a female, right? I would know that there's a disconnect happening, which is why I don't think we can say that gender is just strictly whatever society labels you as.
Yeah. When you say like it's wrong, right? You say like it would be wrong. Well, in this case, it would just be like when you assume that somebody's male, for example, you would just say like they're wrong. You're wrong that they're not male, or that they are male in this case. But you're not wrong that they're a man by this definition, right? Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, no, I'm saying your definition. No. Wait, I know I wouldn't be wrong based on your definition, right? Obviously, based on your definition, you would be correct. If I said if I defined the sky as a bowl of spaghetti and I pointed to a bowl of spaghetti and said that's the sky, I wouldn't be wrong based on my definition, right? I'm saying that your definition, or your definition, the framework on it has like holes, and the holes being that if you have somebody that looks more like a man or a woman, you would have to say they are just because of what's typical.
Yeah, I don't see an issue with that, but like, what would be your definition?
I feel like
of
I
man?
demonstrated the issue. It would be an adult human whose gender identity aligns with their personal schema on the male sex.
Okay, and what is a schema?
A schema is just the way our brains categorize information.
Okay, so if you categorize yourself as like more male in this case?
No, it's if your gender identity aligns with how your brain has categorized males like throughout your life. So your brain takes in a lot of information, and subconsciously it just makes these category I don't want to say predictions. What's the word I want to look at? I don't remember.
Okay, and does it change? Like, is it new?
Huh?
Does it change?
Does it change? Your schemas can change. Very rarely though, because they're something that you've based around like from like birth to whatever age you start engaging with them in that way. They can like, but they're typically going to be like locked into place.
Okay, and does this actually like describe reality? Because I don't feel like it actually describes anything. It just says like
it does.
Whatever your brain categorizes or like associates with in this case.
What wouldn't be
like the
what wouldn't be
gender
reality
real.
about that? What wouldn't be real about that?
Yeah. Okay, let's say like we accept that like gender is a social construct. Let's say like let's say I my schema is female, right? Or would it be women in this case?
You would have a schema on what women or females are based on like all the information your brain has taken in over the course of your life.
Okay, let's say like I'm a woman, right? But in society, I don't reflect anything that is like understood to be a woman, right? That's why I'm saying like it's descriptive because it's kind of
okay. Let me hit you with a better example here. Let's say I have a couple, and that couple is in love, right? They're a couple that's in love. Who makes the determination? Are they in love because they align with what's typical in society on how people show love, or is it a self-determination about love?
I would say it's a self-determination.
Yeah, and we don't discount that. We don't say, well, because you're self-determining, we can't like objectively say you're in love or this or that. And they could show love in a way that isn't typical at all, right? To them, it could be, we sleep in separate bedrooms. We don't really go on dates, but we have just this immense love for each other, right? Because they're saying that they do, right? Gender works the same way. Gender is influenced by society, obviously. And there's a link. That's why it's considered like a neurosocial concept, right? There's a clear link. And even then we can all have a sort of general understanding of what these categories are, just like we all have sort of a general understanding of things like love or friendship or things like this. All of these things that are self-determined traits, even though we can categorize them using like, there may be a society it's like society has categories for friends, right? But I can't determine who your friend is. You can't determine who my friend is, even though we have some societal standard of friend, right? Only you or me can make those determinations. Gender is much the same way.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I see. With that example, that clears it up.
Yeah. I should have started with that. I don't know why I didn't. Usually I do.
That was a really fun debate. Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right. Bye-bye.
Let's see. Brandon, thank you so much for the Cash App. Said happy birthday. Thank you for all you do. Thank you. And thank you for the birthday wishes. We got some super chats, so let me go and read the super chats real quick.
Liquid as Shit said that was Andrew, wasn't it? Sure sounded like him. The person that called Winnie a slur? No, that was that Javon kid that called me like last week. Corkscrew Wifey, I know it's your birthday, but how do I make sure W gets paid for minding the gate? Oh, I don't know. We have evidence that gender is internal. There are cases of babies who are raised as the opposite gender who knew they weren't. Oh yeah, that's true. That's a good one to pinpoint on that. But we had to get over, I think we just had to get over the objection that gender was entirely societal. Like, there are tons of things that aren't entirely societal.
Anyway. End of stream, just about that time. There's a call being screened right now, but so well. What did I miss? Oh my god, I haven't even looked at sub stuff. Avatar Stormcrow, thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs. That was very nice of you. Man, I missed some too. Pythia Louise, if you're still here, thank you for the gifted subs like an hour ago. So sorry. Icicle 2028, thank you for the gifted subs. I gotta remember to Disco Loops, thank you for the gifted subs. Star Force or Tryon, thank you for the gifted subs. I gotta remember to be looking at the Twitch stuff more. So sorry, guys. Also, 2 birthday redeems. I mean, I guess, were they redeems for me or for other people? Whatever, here they are.
You could be a birthday baddie too. A very happy baddie birthday to you.
And I'll play it one more time.
You could be a birthday baddie too. A very happy baddie birthday to you.
What do I want to name that last call? That's fine. Coming up next, we have Abraham. Abraham is calling about trans men and women being men and women. All right, Abraham, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns.
Yes, my name is Abraham. I am 18 years old. My pronouns are he, him.
All right. Now, Abraham, I believe trans men and women are men and women. Do you disagree? And if so, why?
Yes, I disagree, and I'd like to just get down some meta framework here. What is your definition of a woman?
An adult human whose gender identity aligns with their personal schema on the female sex.
Okay, so by gender identity, how do you know what somebody's gender identity is? Is that based on external appearance or external actions?
They would
or where
just
are you
tell
getting
you.
that term from?
They would just tell you.
Where would they get that from?
From thinking about themselves for like 5 minutes.
Okay, does that come from any, does that have to follow any external attributes? Or I believe in the last debate you said that it's not based on phenotypical, just what they feel or what they think?
No, it would just be about the way that they align with like what their categorization of those what their categorization of like female would be. So the way they categorize female in their minds, based on years of mental recognition, if they align with that, then yeah, they'd be a woman. If they don't align with that, then they wouldn't be a woman.
So it's just whatever they think female or male is or means.
Whatever their alignment with it is. And it's not so much about what it means.
not-
It would be about their schema. So they would be looking at sort of the traits that they associate with these things.
Do they determine those traits?
Yes, that's what a schema is.
Okay, so am I able to identify as a pirate because I think I'm a pirate?
Pirate isn't an identification, so no. Pirate
Okay,
would
how
be a job.
about an animal? How about a cat? If I put on some paws and
Animals
some
don't
ears, can I
exist.
identify as a cat?
Other species don't
Well,
exist
can I-
within the
can I
human
please
qualia, so no.
Why not?
Because they don't exist within the human qualia.
Why is that relevant?
Because you can only, whatever you are, like you as a species, can only understand what it's like to live, to like experience things as said species. I don't know what it's like because I don't have the brain of a dog to experience life as a dog. Now you can identify in the way of like, I humanize this thing and identify with certain traits that map onto like human identity, but you can't be another species because you can't experience life as that other species.
Well, can a trans woman have the brain of a woman before transitioning?
Can a trans, what does that even mean?
Well, you're
Do you
saying
think
that.
do you think
I
women
cannot
have different
become a
brains
cat.
than men?
Can I please finish? Can I please finish? I'm letting you talk.
Do you think women have different brains than men?
Can I speak, please?
I don't know I don't need the rigmarole. Like you're just gonna say, whatever you finish saying, I'm going to ask you this question afterwards. I'm trying to keep the conversation moving.
Okay. Yes, males and females have different brains
Based on what?
based on many factors, including hormones, just biology in general.
Hormones are not a brain thing.
But they do affect greatly how the brain develops and becomes.
How so?
For example, a male typically has more testosterone. Therefore, his brain may be more prone to making riskier decisions or doing more per se dangerous things.
Those are socialized behaviors.
What do you mean?
Whether you are more risk averse would be a socialized thing. That's why we see people who are, for instance, people who are impoverished tend to be less risk averse to people who are not impoverished because they've been socialized to understand the negatives that come with taking risks versus somebody who's not understood the negatives that come with taking risks. So these would be more socialized behaviors.
Yes, and there's also the male's brain is also larger, which I believe can be attributed to also certain traits just based on that.
In proportion, are the areas of the brains the same? Also, I don't necessarily think that's true, but let me just double check. I don't think it's. I think that's been
the male
debunked.
brain is. I believe it is larger.
Let me ask you on your understanding. Do you think, for instance, that according to MRI data sets, 10 to 12% larger in total volume. But that doesn't that's just corrected with when it comes to body size. Like when you look at body size, that's what it counts for. So it would just be because their bodies tend to be bigger.
Yes, and I think there's just before we move off the brain, also just different connections. I believe the male brain has more connections within each hemisphere, giving them better, I think it's like more motor skills, versus a female has more connections hemisphere to hemisphere, which gives her more like verbal analyzing skills and so on. You can double fact check me on that. That's just my biology class speaking.
Let me see. Yeah, I'm showing that that's just not the case. The study that tends to be cited on that has not been able to be replicated, and the differences that they saw were just in averages between the sexes, not even separate on the sexes. So I don't think it's anything or anything relevant, because it's just an average. It doesn't account for the whole of the population set. But just the question I was asking, if a person, going back to the hormones, right? If you're saying hormones can partly determine, right, your gender or whatnot, would you say somebody?
I did not say that.
Sure.
I said they can influence the brain's decisions.
Influence the brain, sure. If hormones influence the brain, for instance, let's say I have a brain of a male, but that brain gets coated or we'll say washed over with feminine hormones, right? What do you think would happen to that brain?
Most likely nothing, because you can't just dump feminine hormones on a brain and then the brain absorbs them and starts reacting.
So we actually, when we look at some of the studies on gender identity, have shown that hormone washes in utero play a role in your gender identity later. So we've actually seen that people whose gender identity tend to misalign, like for instance, if their gender identity aligns more with female rather than their sex at birth male, we can see that they experienced higher hormone washes of feminine hormones in utero. How would you account for this?
Well, this is quite obvious. I mean, if somebody has more estrogen, progesterone in their system, of course they might feel more like a female or have more feminine attributes, and vice versa with testosterone. I'm confused why this is relevant.
So would their
There
brain
are external factors that can.
would their brain now align differently with their sex?
No, I'm talking
No, it
about.
wouldn't?
I'm talking about physiological characteristics of the brain, not psychological.
You're talking about physiological characteristics of the brain, not psychological. Psychological characteristics can represent themselves physiologically, though. But sure.
Could you repeat that, please? I didn't quite hear you.
I just said psychological conditions can represent themselves like within physiological differences, but that's fine. Hold on, where was my thing here? Okay, so you believe that man or woman can only be some sort of biological trait, not a social trait?
No, they can be a social trait, but that doesn't automatically make them the group that they desire to be.
What would make someone a woman?
That's not. That's the one. The burden of proof isn't on me to give you the definitions, because it's your point. But my definition would just be producing female or male gametes.
Female or male gametes. What are people that produce no gametes?
What's up?
What would the people that produce no gametes be?
Males.
They produce no gametes, so they're male.
What's up?
If they produce no gametes, they're male?
No, just for the definition of female, just producing larger gametes.
Okay, and if you have somebody who was born a female but produces no gametes, what are they?
That doesn't happen.
Yes, it does.
No, it does not.
Yes, it does.
Not in a female. That does not happen.
Yes, it does.
No,
What do you think?
not.
What do you think a gamete is?
A sex cell.
Okay, you know that there are females that produce no eggs. Like they're born with no eggs.
Maybe in like small, super arbitrary cases, but as a general
Frequency doesn't matter. We're setting a condition of the category. We're setting a condition of the category. Frequency wouldn't matter.
What wouldn't matter?
Frequency. Frequency doesn't matter when you're setting a condition on the category.
Okay.
So if you're saying in order to be a female or in order to be a woman, you must produce female gametes, but there are some women who don't produce female gametes that you allow to be women, why would I then use female gametes as my determining factor of what is a woman? I wouldn't. Because you're saying for some people this is okay, but for others I'm going to move the goalpost.
Let me just double check this real quick. Okay, let's do this. All right, I'll concede and I'll accept your definition of male and female. Because there
Well, I
are
haven't
cases
given a
where females don't produce.
I haven't given a definition of male and female, but that's fine.
What did you give me a definition of earlier then?
Man and woman.
Okay, man or woman. Would you mind repeating that definition for me?
Yep, an adult human whose gender identity aligns with their personal schema on the male or female sex, respectively.
And can you explain to me why I cannot be a cat based on your definition?
Because cat exists outside of the human qualia. And we as humans
How
can't
about,
understand what it is to experience life as a non-human.
Experience what it's like to live life like a man?
Yes.
Why can I not be if I'm a white male, why can I not be a black male based on your definition?
Because race is not an internal classification system. It's an external classification system placed upon you by typically a state.
You said race is not an internal?
Race is not an internal
thing?
classification. It's an external classification.
What
Gender
determines
is an
that
internal
classification?
Society.
What determines
typically
that
a legal
external?
typically a legal system. Black as a race didn't exist until the 1600s when Europeans decided to start labeling Africans as black. It was not a thing before then. People
But
didn't
they were
call
still-
people
they were
black.
still black.
Nope, they were African.
Okay, why can I not be African? If you want to break it down.
Well,
even
because
further?
nationality
why
is
can
about
my
where you're
skin
born.
Color,
Actually, you could be African if you emigrate to Africa and you move there and you become a citizen of Africa, you would be African.
yes, I mean genetically.
There is no such thing as race genetically. There's no genetic race.
Genetics
That's called
don't determine our race.
No, that's not what I said. Race
What
is not a
determines our
thing.
race then?
That's not what I said. Race is not a thing genetically. There's no genetic marker for being black. That doesn't exist, right? Not all black people have the same melanin count. Not all black people have the same phenotypic features. And in fact, we see more genetic variations between like two black people in Africa than we are going to see between a black person in Europe and a white person in Europe. If you're just looking at someone's DNA, you
I
can't
never
determine
said
their
that
race.
There's a black gene.
Okay, well then, if you
I
if
did
you're
not
just
say that
looking
there
at
was a black
if you look at DNA, you can't tell what someone's race is from DNA. It's not how that works. You can tell what their phenotypes are, and then we
determines
just categorize
somebody's-
phenotypes.
From birth, what determines somebody's skin color?
Skin color is determined by your melanin count. We're not talking about your skin color. We're talking about what race you would categorize into. That's determined legally.
Okay, I'm talking about skin. What determines skin color?
My skin color doesn't determine what race I am.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm simply asking what determines
Melanin count. Melanin determines what pigment your skin color will
What
be.
determines melanin count? What determines melanin count?
Some gene.
Okay, so there is an internal factor that programs for skin color. Yes?
Yep, just not one that programs for race.
Okay, so why can I not be a different skin color, though that is internal, even if I want to identify
Some
with a
people
different
do change their skin color by getting a tan. They increase their melanin count. My melanin count changes when it's winter. I become lighter. But you can't change your
Okay, so
race
if a
because
man-
race is not an internal classification. It's an external one. There's a reason why Irish people for a really long time in US history were not classified as white. Same with the Italians. They weren't white. Just kind of race is not an internal sense of identity. It's not a sense of self. It's none of that. Race is determined typically by a state. A state typically determines race.
I'm just going to have to disagree with that.
Disagree with what? Were Irish people considered white? Like, go back to like early 1800s. No, they weren't. That's the basic history, homie. You need to open a history book. They literally, what did they call them? They used to call them like European N-words or something.
Yes, they were considered white in the 1800s.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't. Like, this is basic history shit, dude. I don't know how you're arguing against this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to disagree with you there then.
I don't do agree to disagree on this channel unless we're agreeing to disagree on like some fundamental like intuition thing. This isn't agree to disagree. This is literally historical fact. You can't agree to disagree with a historical fact. Like, that's just the most low IQ. I don't even like saying low IQ, but that's low IQ as fuck, homie. He hung up. No way. Come on, dude. This shit is baddie, dude.
Charlie Apples, thank you for the super chat. Said for a second pair of cat ears, happy birthday. Imagine. Legally Maud said recent brain studies, fMRI, and autopsy show that even pre-transition women have hormone receptors and activation patterns identical to cis women. W.
I have not updated the YouTube goal at all. Like, it save agree to disagree for shit that's not historical fact, bro. Please, on God. Oh my God, we have more callers calling about the trans topic. Literally, that's all anybody wants to talk about. Am I cooked, chat? Am I cooked? Do I want to leave? Do I want to get off? I have like 2 more hours that I could potentially stream. True, it is my birthday. Ugh. I am hungry. How many calls? We've had 1, 2, 3, 4 calls today. Whatever. I'll just take the next person. Consider tipping if you want to keep me here for longer. Coming up next to stream is Al. Al wants to talk about trans men and women being men and women. Al, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns.
I'm 18. He, she.
Okay. And Al, I believe trans men and women are men and women. Do you disagree? And if so, why?
Okay, so sorry, everybody wants to talk about this topic today, so I apologize in advance, but I just kind of wanted to piggyback off of the last caller going down the gametes road, and basically, I kind of agree with him. You would use, first off, the first sex trait you would use would be your chromosomes, and in the case that you don't produce gametes, you would go on to the next sex trait, I would assume, to determine sex, because everybody, or most people, are typically assigned a sex at birth. So if you don't have those,
the issue is if we're setting an exclusionary category, which is what we would be doing in the term of woman, and we're setting the necessary condition for said exclusionary category, then it just moves the goalpost. If you're saying the necessary condition is gamete production, unless you don't have that, then we have to use some other necessary condition. It becomes, why is the necessary conditions for some gamete production and for others some other trait?
okay, so why would you think most individuals with, I don't know how to pronounce it, forgive me, it's the SWYER syndrome?
Swire syndrome?
They don't produce, yes. Why would typically most people with that syndrome be defined as female when they don't produce any gametes?
They identify as female.
Would it not be because they use the next sex trait to determine sex?
Well, hold on. Whoa. Here's, okay. So I think the issue is you're arguing outside of there's two things that are causing us to butt heads on this. One, when I'm arguing about necessary conditions, I'm not arguing from what I believe we categorize sex. I'm arguing in the caller's vein. So I believe, and not just, I don't know why I said I believe, scientifically we use cluster categories to categorize sex, or familial categorization. We don't use exclusionary categories like the caller was saying. So we look at it's 5 traits typically of sex development. Right. It's internal, external genitalia, gonads, hormones, chromosomes,
yeah, right,
and yeah, that's the 5. And we'll say, okay, you have a bunch of these, so you're male, or you have a bunch of these, so you're female, or you have a bunch of these, or whatever. The problem becomes when you now try to tack that on to man and woman, because you're saying, hey, here's a category that is fully exclusionary based differently, right? Based on you having access to this thing, but we don't know the trait that keeps it exclusionary. Because in order to be exclusionary, you have to have a necessary condition, unless you're saying sex is like bimodal, which is what most of us would say, is sex is on like a bimodal distribution, whereas I doubt the caller would do that. I think the caller would probably say it's some binary. But the second you leave cluster categorization, you leave that bimodal distribution model behind. So if you're like, there are only 2 sexes, and in order to be those 2 sexes, you have to meet these traits, you're now looking at a binary, and you're not looking at the bimodal distribution model anymore.
Correct. But with that said, the gonads in that situation for the, I'm sorry, how do you pronounce that syndrome?
Swire syndrome.
Swire? So in the Swire syndrome, you would go next to gonads. The gonads.
Well, it's not that I would go next to. I would look at a collection of the things they have and go off of that. I wouldn't do it like a ladder where you're going down the ladder and you take something out. I would do it like everything's in a bucket, and I just look at the bucket as a whole. So
okay, I explain how in that syndrome they determine most typically those people are female.
Yeah, so Swire syndrome is going to be based on, I'm pretty sure it's based on the fact that they tend to have external and internal female genitalia and anatomy. So they'll usually still have uteruses, cervix, fallopian tubes. Typically they'll have female external genitalia, and we know that they're the SRY gene triggered for them. So that's what triggered the I'm sorry, the SRY gene is missing. The SRY gene is missing. So we know that they're missing or mutated typically. So we know that they didn't have that SRY production to lead to male phenotypic sex traits. They typically don't produce testosterone because they don't have testes. Or not don't produce it, but don't produce it on the way that it would be produced in males because they lack testes. So things like that. So because we see all of this, we usually would go, okay, because of all these things stacked onto each other, we're going to label them female. We also, people with Swyer syndrome can have fetuses implemented in them, and then they can give birth and stuff like that.
Okay, can you... 1 second. Okay, so if you don't have any of these sexual anomalies, can you name the trait that would make a trans man a man?
It would be having an internal gender identity that aligns with their personal schema on males. That'd be the trait.
So at what threshold, though? Is it just discovering this? Is there a step that needs to be taken? What's the actual threshold?
What do you mean by I'm confused on what you mean by threshold.
That you align with these male traits?
I don't really know how to put a threshold on it. It probably just would be an is or is not type thing. You either do have a gender identity that aligns with your personal schema on the male sex, or you don't.
But what if your gender identity changes throughout the day even?
Then you probably
How
wouldn't
would you be able to... What's the actual trait other than just aligning yourself?
Yeah, you
with
probably...
those
I wouldn't...
ideologies?
I would... Yeah, if you have somebody that's like gender non-conforming and your gender is fluid, right? Then that would be your gender.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be gender fluid. You exist in both. You align with like both male and female.
So
or you can align with neither male or female.
What makes you the male? If in the case that you're
it's not about being the male. It's about aligning with your personal schema on male. So you don't have to be a male. It's just that alignment with the way that your brain has categorized males.
So if I align with like feline characteristics,
no,
am I a cat gender?
No,
is my gender cat gender?
No, because one, cat is not a gender category, but two, animals exist outside of the human
cat
qualia.
gender is not a real identity.
No, I don't take internet nonsense for reality when we're looking at this on like a scholarly or academic level. But again,
if I align with those characteristics?
You can identify with characteristics of an animal, but the animals exist outside of the human qualia. So we have no way to even remotely understand what it would be like to experience life as an animal. It's just impossible. Our brains are literally different. They, like dogs, literally experience the world in a vastly different way than we do. And we have no way of knowing how they experience the world.
I could use that same argument to say that as a man, I don't know how the experience of a woman would be.
No, you can't, because there are plenty of people. Like, we have examples of people that were raised as girls their whole life who were not girls. So they've only ever experienced life as a girl, who may be male and may even have a gender identity of man, right? But they have only lived as a girl. So like when we're saying, I don't know what it's like to live as a girl. Yes, you can. Like, that's just social conditioning. Women don't experience the world differently because they're girls. They don't take in like input information and that goes in differently into their brains. It's all socially. It's all just the way we're socially conditioned.
Like their interpersonal level of life would be much different from a man's.
Yes, but again, that's all social conditioning. That's all social. You absolutely could. Do you know who David Reamer is?
No, I don't.
So David Reamer was he was a child who had a botched circumcision. And because of that botched circumcision, his doctor, his psychologist at the time, the piece of shit that is John Money, decided, hey, why don't you just raise him as a girl? Raise him as a girl. Rename him to Brenda, castrate him, and just socialize him completely as a female. Just do that. And so his parents did this. And what happened? Reamer never felt like a girl. He was raised as a girl. He was socialized as a girl. He had no way of knowing he wasn't a girl, right? But he always was just like, this doesn't feel right. Something feels wrong. He consistently rejected this. He dealt with a lot of fucking stress because of it, until he turned 14 and his parents told him what was actually going on, and he went back to living as a he went, or not back to, but he began living now as a male, and actually, like, he changed his name to David. He went through surgeries to try to get his body back to whatever it was. This shows us, right, that just because you're raised and conditioned as a girl, as a boy, whatever it is, no matter how fucked up this experiment is, it went a long fucking way to show that that you can't, like, your gender is not just what you're raised as or what society pushes on you. Your brain has an understanding of itself. David's had an understanding of itself. Mine has an understanding. Yours has an understanding. And this show, and this just, you know, social conditioning aside, David probably has way more of an understanding of what it's like to be a woman than I ever would, because he was raised as a girl for 14 years, but that didn't make him a girl, right? Just even like what made him a man was his gender identity. That was his internal sense of self. You could take a person who if you could take me and put me in a like a machine that changes every cell in my body to a female cell, I probably wouldn't feel right. I probably still would be like, this don't feel right, because my brain's just not wired that way.
Okay.
So yeah, a bit long-winded, but none of the answer.
All good. All good. I'm here to listen. I think I got my points out. I think that's all I wanted to say for today.
All right, no problem.
Thanks for the call.
Sure thing. I need water, so I'm gonna go get water, and then we'll keep this gravy train running. Beer and Easies, thank you for the Venmo. Said happy birthday. Keep the B-Day stream going, or don't. It's your birthday, so do whatever the fuck you want. Real. That was real. And then Chris V, thank you for the Venmo. Said happy birthday, fellow March B-Day baddie. Thank you so much. And then Christian, thank you for the Cash App, the $100 Cash App for the birthday wishes. Said happy birthday, thank you for all you do. Thank you so fucking much. God damn, y'all killing this game today. Let me go get some water, and then when I get back, we will do super chats, and then we will keep this show moving. I just need water, and possibly need to get some lunch. Let me get water and heat up some lunch, and then I'll come back. So people in the queue, we have Trevor and Yura, I think is what we're pronounced. We will get to you guys in literally like 5 minutes. Let me go and grab some water and eventually. It's so easy to live all alone with my memory of my days in the sun. Mac and cheese. If you touch me. Let's read our super chats. Okay, let's read our super chats.
From Captain's Clifford. Happy birthday. I hope you have a spectacular afternoon/evening. If you end up seeing Hoppers, let us know what you think. Thank you. From the words of me, Joe God. God Vaughn. From Zumba class, MAGA only want to this because they have nothing to defend him anymore, so they're going to this topic. Low-key true. Low-key true. Kenny Kavanaugh, caller is incorrect. People swear to reproduce gametes. They have had successful pregnancies. Not always. A lot of that is implanted. Somebody with Swire syndrome may have no, what is it, ovaries, I think is don't fucking quote me on this. Me forgetting what produces eggs, what part of the body produces eggs. Yeah. It's, ovaries, right? It'd be the ovaries don't develop. So they may not develop, eggs, so they don't win up gamete production. Anyway, Unto the Breach said, a lot of these calls have been really good birthday stream, dude. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. Bro wants to be cat gender. Just say you're furry, it's really okay. I'm going to reject all genders that are animal based. I'm sorry. I just reject it. That's just not my thing. So. Joe God or God Bond? Which one do we like best? What's our major malfunction? Let's see here. Jacob, thank you for the $20 cash apps and for the birthday baddie. Thank you so much. And Cabbage Vigil, thank you for the $20 cash app. Said, happy birthday, King. Hope you're having fun. Well, I'm here debating Chuds, so you know, as much fun as I possibly can while we argue with some Chuds.
All right, let me turn off that God sound before I forget. Going into a debate sounded like Morgan Freeman. All right, we still have the lines open, 219-327-8005. We're going to move to our next call, but if you want to call in, the lines are still wide open. For anybody else that wants to call in. Okay, let's take our next call. Coming up to stream is Trevor. Trevor wants to talk about trans men and women. Trevor, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns.
Hey, Jovan, what's going on? 27 him.
Okay, now, Trevor, we had this conversation before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, are you bringing something new to the table now, or is it just
Before
the same?
we start, I just have a question. How come you got a pathetic power-tripping child as your YouTube mod? That just censors everything they don't like.
Goodbye, Trevor. The fuck? God damn, dude. Why do we have babies in the chats today? Like, why do we have babies in the chat, bro? That's some good mac and cheese. Like, dude, like, I'm here to debate. I don't want to hear you whining about my mods. Like, come on, dude. Okay, I need a couple more bites of this shit, Dick. All right. Coming up next to the stream is you are, I think is how it's pronounced. You are. Let's go on and talk about topic number 1. You are, can I just get your age and pronouns, please?
Yes, I'm 24.
Okay. Now, have you called into the show before? I'm sorry, what are your pronouns?
I am a male. I'm male. He.
So what are your, okay, he, great. And like I said, you've called into the show before, correct?
No, I never called. No.
Well, your number pops up as John from Arizona. Who called February 24th.
I don't know. I have the Walmart phone. It changes. I don't.
Well, let's listen to when John from Arizona called in and see if your voices sound familiar. How's that?
Okay. Yes. Sure. I don't know.
Let's hear. Because maybe we're just wrong.
Calling to debate?
Is that the is it
Awesome.
the
And
bad
it looks
thing,
like
or
your name
we
is
talk
John
about
and you're
the
32
question?
years old. The auto screener got you there.
You're a shh.
Correct.
Is that all correct? Okay. And is it John with an H or no H?
H.
All right, with the H. Perfect. And where are you located, John?
Arizona.
Yeah, this just sounds like now you're putting on a bad accent.
I don't know. I do you want to?
It sounds exactly.
debate?
It sounds exactly like you, but with now you're using an accent.
Okay. I don't know. What
Did you call in using an accent?
I'm asking you. No.
Why do I want to debate somebody who's now called in using an accent? Why would I want to debate that person?
Why not? The person
Because you
you're talking
started
about
the
that
conversation with a lie. Why would I want to start someone who starts the conversation with lying to me?
I don't understand.
No, you don't understand.
Okay.
Let's listen to more of the
On
call.
topic 7, I know he's going to appreciate
Okay.
that.
Let's
topic.
listen to more of the call
Okay.
just to see.
Which topic was it? The 7th one, I think, the systemic racism, white privilege topic.
I'm willing to debate on all.
Yeah,
of them.
it's you with a fake accent, homie. Did you really think that was going to work?
I don't know what you mean. Right,
If you admit that you're talking, if you admit that you're calling with a fake accent and you drop the fake accent, we can continue the conversation.
I will admit. Good job.
All right, that's what I thought. See ya. Oh, sorry. I like you. I also lied. Come on, bro. Oh, where did those notes go? Oh, Winnie, did you delete those? Because he literally said in his notes that he wanted to specifically talk about gender from his country, but now we know that that would have been a lie. So why would I have continued on with that conversation? Yeah. Caller says that gender is very strict where he is from, and therefore trans men and women are not men and women. So you're just lying. Come on, dude. It wasn't even good, dude. Well, that's all the calls. You know what? You know what? We've gone through the calls. Should I finally now play the complete Obey the Voice? I've done all the calls. There are no more calls, so I could do it. Lost without you. Okay, so if we're gonna game, that means you guys got to come to Twitch. Twitch gets the games. I'll keep the line open for 10 more minutes. So you got 10 more minutes if you want to call in. Ten-minute warning. Birthday redeem on Twitch. Okay.
You could be a birthday baddie too. A very happy baddie birthday to you.
You guys want to know a quick way to know if I actually took an L in a conversation? The people that have beaten me in debates, if they exist, they don't hang out in my chat. The only people that hang out in chat are people that got embarrassed and now are pissed off that they got embarrassed.
Happy birthday, Jovan. Hope it's an awesome one. Thank you, Yaz.
So baby, let's just turn off the lights and close the door. Ooh, I love that dress, but you don't need it anymore. All right, let's make sure I have this game downloaded. All right, we're saying Obey the Voice, right? Hope it's good. The demo was good. I hope the main game is good as well. Jovan does not have a wife to provide for it. What? I do have a child I provide for. All right. I'm peacing. Ending the show. I don't feel like waiting. Listen. What the hell? Okay, that was weird. Yo, thanks for watching over on YouTube. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chilling with me. Thanks for chilling with us. Thanks for all the birthday love, guys. I'll be back tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, Friday. Well, maybe tomorrow if I have time. But definitely Friday. Come over to Twitch if you want to watch some, you know what? I take it back. I'm not gaming. I'm going to take a nap. Sorry, I was gonna game, but then I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, I can't do another hour, dude. My body is drained. Also, book club. I haven't picked the next book. I'll pick it this week, I promise. I'm just gonna peace out. I'm tired, dude. I want to go relax. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the birthday love. Love to all my baddies. Sorry to Andrew Wilson. I know you were in the calling queue, but we just didn't have time to get to you. You gotta open that pickle jar first, and then maybe we can have a debate. Goodbye, everybody. Love you. Bye.